Okay, so be nice and quiet?
Just say whatever.
Okay.
It's just a case of, throwing a bit of candid conversation before an interview starts anyway.
Ah. Oh, wait. How is your username pronounced?
I've been asked this question a lot recently, actually.
I like saying Echo S, but I'm not sure if that's the right one.
Honestly, either one's fine. Some people call me Ecoist, others go for Echoist. It just depends on
Echoist.
where you originally hear it, usually.
Ooh. That one's pretty. Oh, the extra. Oh, ah. I don't know. And then the other one's Echo Round. Okay.
Like if you...
I'm jealous. I wish I had a username like that.
The thing is, if you see me on... If you see me on Discord first, normally people just call me Eco, or Eco Round.
Oh.
Because, well, how to put it, this name was more or less just taken from a little dynamic in Counter-Strike, where you save money for the next round, basically.
Oh, wait. What Counter-Strikes have you played? I've only played the original play. It was so much fun.
I've played a lot for the most part.
Oh, do you recommend any specific one? Because I want to try it again because I just like I like the bank levels when you're like playing the police or you're being like the terrorists. I think that's really fun. You gotta plant the bomb.
Let's say, if it's for Counter-Strike, you can... Let's say, if you just want to play for fun, then Counter-Strike Source is probably the way to play. If you just want to play for the more competitive aspect of things, then Counter-Strike Go, or CSGO. Because that is...
Oh, that's the one on Steam.
That's currently the most updated one, at least, or most supported.
Oh, is it like your favorite game ever?
I'll say in terms of esports, Counter-Strike is probably up there, at least. Because I consider it just easy viewing, and well, they always seem to air it like late at night, almost.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Wait. Oh, okay. Sorry, I get like 1 million questions. So, would you say you like single-player games more, or multiplayer?
Oh, I tend to like single player more. You can dictate the pace a lot better.
Same! Sorry. Go ahead.
But when it comes to multiplayer stuff, it needs a very specific design for me to get hooked on it, pretty much.
Like Counter-Strike, the team-based gameplay. That's exactly why I like it too.
Counter-Strike, you need a very good team, or at least need to be willing to communicate quite a lot.
Oh, wait, I have Echo. Can I ask you this?
Yeah, sure.
I remember when I was a kid when I first played Counter-Strike, they would kill me, then they would teabag my body on the camera. They didn't do that to you, right? I hated it. It made me so mad.
No, that still happens these days.
What? No! Where are the manners? Okay, I'll make a post. I'll tweet it out.
Hey.
Ay. Echo. How do you say the other one? Echoist, right?
I'd say there's Echoist and Ecoist. Either is fine.
Echo. I like it. Damn, I'm really jealous of that username. I might hunt you down. Is that okay?
Oh, that's fine.
What? That's not fun. You gotta like fight back. Come on. Wait.
The main reason it's fine is because I'm in the middle of nowhere, so...
Like, Echo location.
Oh boy.
Wait, that's the thing, right? Oh, I'm gonna Google that.
There's a sheer amount of puns that one can make with this name, which kind of horrifies me at times, but...
You're right. Oh no. Wait, have you played Fire Emblem Echoes?
I've played the original. I haven't touched Echoes.
Oh.
So I played Gaiden. I didn't bother with Echoes though.
I wonder if you'll actually, I think you might like it. some of the new characters they added, I played Gaiden Link, but that was like when I had no brain, so kid. And then I only remembered some things. So when I replayed Echoes, I thought one of the newer characters was in the original, but turns out they weren't. So it's very
Ah.
confusing.
Hmm.
Wait. Do you like voice acting?
Voice acting? Let's
Mhm.
see. I've had to do it on a couple of occasions, but not particularly. What's it called? I've had to do it on a few occasions professionally, but then
Oh, hell yeah!
apart from that, I haven't really touched it too often.
Ah, well, if you like listening to it, I guess one reason to try Echoes is that they have really good voice acting for every line.
Hmm.
So that's very nice. Like almost every line is voice acted except for like maybe an NPC saying, I want milk. Then
Oh.
that won't be voice acted. But there you
Oh.
go.
Okay. Interesting to note, because most Fire Emblem games, they normally just get away with, a couple of lines here and there per character.
Yeah. Like the one where they only voice very important scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And wait, I got one. Echo Traveler. The,
Oh boy.
the echo that travels. Um. There was one more. I can't remember. Echo. Canyon Echoist.
Oh Christ.
There's Canyon Echoist and Canyon Echoist.
Oh boy.
Oh. Oh, this is gonna happen. Wait, do you like puns yourself? Do you happen to use them, or are you just like on the receiving end?
How does one put it? There are three things in this world that I completely dread. One of them is spiders. Another one is puns. The last one is snakes.
Oh, I can get you on Snake. What? How do you feel about Spider-Man?
Oh, Spider-Man is surprisingly one of my favorite Marvel heroes.
Oh, you have such good taste!
Do
you like any
certain
more?
irony there. What was that?
Do you like any more Marvel heroes? I like Spider-Man and the Hulk. Then Captain America's cool too, but I like the first two. Very good. Because they had like the dual identity issue.
I normally go with Spider-Man and Iron Man, usually.
Iron Man!
Mhm.
Ooh. I'm one of those types who I knew about him because of the fighting games, but I didn't know about him much until the MCU movie came out. They were, oh, that's Robert Downey Jr. Whoa. And then I watched it. Wait. Echo. Eco.
Hey.
Both. Have you've been on a plane, right?
Yeah, of course.
Have you been on the ones with the movies on the back?
Oh, yeah.
That's where I first watched Iron Man. They're so
Fair
very
enough.
comfy.
Alright, so one thing before we start, I am running off Australian internet, so if I do cut out completely dead for about 15 seconds, that'll probably be why.
Don't worry, I got you.
Because Australian internet is god awful. They never improved the infrastructure here. We get about 1 to 3% of the speed of your typical Canadian internet, I suppose.
Oh, Canadian internet divided by
Yeah,
a third. Ouch!
it's about that bad, yeah.
Is the gummy? I've heard. I have one thing to ask you, Eco. It's very important. Well,
Hey, alright.
not real. Have you, with the Australian, have you tried the gummies over there called the Naturals?
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Yes! Yeah, they're so yummy. I love eating them. I met one Australian when I was near there. I wonder if that was you. Although I think his name was like... Yeah. And I doubt he probably became like a jock. But it was very nice being over there. I've only been there like once or close. I really like the Naturals though. They're so yummy. I want them now.
Alright then, let's get started with this interview, shall we?
Yeah, of course.
Alright then. Well, first question's a very simple one. By all means, introduce yourself.
Wait, I prepared for this. Usually if I didn't read it beforehand about this, I would have been screwed. Hi, nice to meet you, Echo. I'm Ais Riale, and I am a virtue city police officer, but the police officer thing isn't really working out for me. It's nice, but it's a bit too not going in a way that I expected, and not. I don't feel like I can really help people in this position, and most of the time I'm just patrolling. So there's that. But yeah, I'm doggo, not fully dog. May have some angelic stuff to me, as you see, as I'm so very attractive and cute, right? Wink, wink, wink. Right, Eco? Right? Right?
Oh my.
But yeah, my Ais Riale, nice to meet you. Some people read it as eyes, get it? Eyes. These big, beautiful eyes. Or maybe Ais Real, aka I'm real. Or eyes on me. Or maybe AI is real, whatever you say. Whatever. But yeah, nice to meet you all. And nice to meet you, Echo.
Hey, likewise. Ooh, that was
So
probably on the longer side of introductions I've had so far. Anyhow.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they supposed to be like short and sweet and like to the point? I think.
Mostly depends. Some people go with some people go with very quick ones. I think the shortest one I've had was just, let's see, hello, blah blah blah. I'm a human being. That was it.
A human being or a human being?
One or the other, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
No, I'm hungry. Nice beans. Oh, wait, Echo, can I ask you?
Go for it.
If
Yeah,
you had
sure.
to introduce yourself, what would you say?
Normally when someone comes in and raids or whatever, I just say, hello. Thanks for the raid. My name's Eco or Ecoist. Go for it. That's about it.
Nice, short and sweet.
I usually don't go too far into it because if people want to figure out more, then there's always the about section, I guess.
Darn, yeah, I should take a note from your book instead of it's speaking too much to the point where I forget what I'm talking about. I like this. I'm gonna learn from you, and I hope you can learn from me. Wait, Akko!
Hi.
Can I ask you one last thing?
Sure.
Okay. Why are you scared of me? What? Am I scary? Evil?
Very.
What? I'm just dog.
Oh god. Okay. For me, the scary kinds of people are the ones that are extremely high energy.
Oh! Am I high energy?
Very much so.
Oh. You're doing fine. Don't worry. And I won't bite your head off, so you don't have to worry about that either. It's all good. I promise. Well, maybe not. I don't know what I am. I just keep talking.
No, that's perfectly fine.
Oh.
That actually makes my job a lot easier most of the time.
Of course.
Because, yeah, back on radio, I normally had to deal with people which were very low energy and normally academic types, essentially.
Oh.
So normally it
So
would be a scientist trying to show off their theorem or some music producer of some kind trying to show off their new track. When it comes to VTubers, if they're low energy, it's a bit harder to pick off stuff. When they're high energy, that makes my job a lot easier, usually.
Oh, okay, perfect. As long as you comfy. I guess people don't really know how to. Because they're shy too, probably. I'm shy in my own way, but when I'm shy, I don't know when to shut my mouth. So there's that. What are you like when you're shy, Echo? Sorry, don't let me keep you though.
What am I like? I'm normally quite removed. I normally just sit back in a corner somewhere and just pretend I don't exist.
Because you're gaining your power to impress them. I get you.
I get. Alright, anyhow, let's shift on to this next question, shall we? So, what exactly inspired your design?
I like blue. I really like blue, and how would you say? I like a big part of it was because, well, how do you say this? Oh, well, when I was like younger, how old was I? We'll use human ages. Oh, like 4 to 13. I used to wear a lot of clothes that were too big for me for some reason, and they kept telling me to get large, even though I was a medium. And I was like, okay, I'll get that. So think like those big hoodies or those. Oh, Eco.
Yeah.
You know, like those anime girls who wear like the big hoodies or the big shirts, and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, like that. Except you get the gist. But then I stopped I stopped. I was like, I don't want to look like that. But if other people want to wear big oversized clothing, that's fine. But we'll keep that to ourselves, right? But then I just said, oh, have you watched Keikao Hitman Reborn?
Oh, yeah, that's one of the older ones that I've seen, yeah.
Yeah. Because of how young I was, I just kept absorbing anime content into my brain, right? So I liked how fancy their school uniforms were and how dapper they looked. So I was like, I want to look like that. So I started dressing like that-ish. Snazzy! From 14 all the way to 20. And it was nice, but then it was a lot of work. And then I started dressing more casual on off days. But there you go. That's pretty much it. Oh, and coats are super cool, even though it's hot and I'm burning alive.
Okay,
oh, and I like blue. Sorry, wait.
I know the sentiment for coats at the very least, because I've got a couple of nice ones myself. The only issue is Australia is normally blazing, for the most part.
Are you willing to take that drop for fashion?
Normally most people look at me like I'm a madman simply because most people are going around in maybe a t-shirt, shorts, and flip-flops, usually.
Booty shorts! Right? I think. Well, as long as you wear like sunscreen. Do you wear sunscreen?
With my kind of lifestyle, I'm normally not outside often enough. Yeah.
Oh, there's this study, they said that you might want to wear it inside even because of the UV rays. So even if you're inside, unless you have every window closed, the light will still get in and affect your skin for aging. But since you're inside majority of the time, you should be fine. You're basically gaining your power. Okay, sorry, continue.
Alright. In which case, next question here. Do you find yourself playing into your lore very often, so the whole police thingamajig?
Let's see. Yes, or rather the idealized aspects of it. And that makes sense. Because I think any job or occupation can become corrupt, especially with anyone with great power, or you have great power over someone. So, hey, Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. And so the more corrupt it becomes, it makes me more uneven. And the more corrupt, the less organization there is. And then, you know, like retail?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. It's like when you, maybe you are annoyed by a coworker, not a coworker, a customer more. But maybe your other coworker is not annoyed, or maybe they're more annoyed than you. That sort of thing. So there's that big balance in how they see the people around them. And for me, for police work, I think it's very disturbing that I'm usually called soft, right? Because I'm too soft on people, and they have a point. But how do I say it? I don't like how some of my several coworkers get too high on the idea of being an officer, or they forget that they're dealing with actual people, instead of just seeing them as, oh, you're a criminal. Which you can still hold people accountable for that. But I feel it's weird. It feels dehumanizing. But other than that, I play into it too, every now and then. But I don't like talking about it too much because I'd rather build me up as a person and not just go, you're under arrest every 5 seconds in your ear. Because that would also get very boring for me. So I say me first, then everything else is like the cream on the cake. Maybe a little icing. Do you like any flavor of icing, by the way?
Any particular flavor? Not particularly. Not too picky when it comes to sweets, usually. Or more
Would
so,
you eat bacon flavor icing?
Well, more so I don't eat sweets too often. Anyhow.
That's good. The less sugar, the better.
So yeah, my first introduction to you at all was, let's see, saw you on Twitter, clicked through to your Twitch, saw your channel trailer, and then immediately was like, oh, okay, this is someone who plays right into, oh god, what the hell is happening?
I swear, I'm a very gentleman type person, yeah? Or at least, I try to, yeah?
Half that trailer is you screaming, I'm pretty sure.
Well, it's like maybe you're playing a game and then you lose like 6 hours of a save, that sort of thing, or you get really cocky in a game, you're like, I won't die, and then you die and you're like, like that. That sort of feeling.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
Woo, woo, woo.
I suppose
How do you
so, yeah.
feel?
Yeah, if it would come to losing that much save data, I normally just quietly close down whatever I'm doing. Pretend it doesn't
I think
exist
you're
for
on the
about
right
6 hours,
track.
then leave. Yeah.
Yeah. Not exaggerated and actually getting upset. You're very smart.
I don't know, it's
But,
just a case of I've already expended enough energy that's gone to waste. This is
You
fine.
are like you're hibernating. That's so adorable. You're like a
Uh,
brown bear.
hey,
Huh.
perhaps,
Mm-hmm,
perhaps.
mm-hmm.
Anyhow, let's see about this next question, shall we? So, what specifically drew you to VTubing? Why VTubing instead of any other kind of streaming, per se?
What's the lore behind this? Oh, I declined doing VTubing like 3 different times.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. It's nice, but I don't think it was up my alley, actually. I'm more of a working on stage theater type of guy. Camera acting is cool too, but I haven't practiced that enough. Because I'm used to blocking like on stage where... You know what blocking is, right?
Yeah, of course. Once again,
Yeah.
let's say I used to be an actor at one point, so...
Hell yeah! I knew you were a real one, Eco. Echo. No, yeah. So I declined it 3 different times. It was funny now that I think about it. Now that I'm here, it's okay. But I think others can probably like partake into that and make that a really exciting career. For me, I was like, I want to do on stage. Voice acting is cool too, but I just like acting in general a lot. It's so much fun. And plus, if there's a deranged character, technically you get to vent through their actions, so that's nice too, and no one will know. But yeah, the catharsis, baby. But let's see. I think there was one person that drew me into streaming in general, and that would be the first name that comes to mind is Ataka. Ataka. So that would be a very important inspiration. Other than that, I'm not sure if I would have accepted it on the fourth time.
Oh,
But
damn.
yeah, I probably would have declined again because oh. Voiceover and acting was just my main pursuit. So when I first started having like a muscle tension and TMJ issues, like 2 to 3-ish years ago, that really put like a big blockade in front of my dreams and what I wanted to do. So that was very harrowing. So I was in a rut for like 2 to 3 years, and my condition was slowly getting worse. Not only because I don't think I was doing something right, but also I wasn't practicing anymore. So that sucked. But then, at a certain point, I was so in a rut, and I said, okay, I'll do the VTubing, just anything to get myself moving, anything. And here we are. And then I think
Wow.
if it wasn't for someone like Attica, I wouldn't. I like how he reached out to his audience and really, he helped a lot of people. And I want to do that too, so I can help anyone within my rut. And I'd rather do that instead of hurting anyone. So there you go. And also, I get to be absolutely adorable, so that's awesome too. Oh! And I just advertise my favorite games. That's it.
Advertise your favorite games, I suppose so.
That's the entire thing. I wanted to just play Fata Morgana from the very start, but I was like,
Fate really? Oh.
Yes! I love the visual novel so much. It's so the humans there are so ugly. Like in real life, we're all ugly because we all have not like good sides about us. Everyone does, whether they would not like to see it or not. So I don't know. It taught me a lot of lessons too when I played that during my run. There were a lot of asshole characters there, but you could really see yourself in them in a way. Like a character, they've probably taken it to an extreme, but you go, ooh, ouch. I'm procrastinating just like them. That's not good. And they show you how...
Yeah,
Mhm,
like,
go ahead.
Fata Morgana is probably one of the ones that I haven't played among the more popular ones out there. Yeah.
Can I pay you to play it? I'm serious. I'll pay you how much you want.
I'll get around to it soon enough. Anyhow, I've just got a couple of
Take
other
your
stuff
time.
on my backlog.
Oh no, the almighty backlog. I hope there aren't JRPGs there.
That's a
I
few.
pray for you, friend. Okay. I think I got it.
Alright, may as well skip straight to this question then. So, what are your preference of games then, considering you want to show them off anyhow?
Ah, oh, I was thinking about this. This is really hard to really pinpoint. Lots of games. I really like games that have non-static characters. So, like Fata Morgana, characters that are ugly, characters that are realistic. Oh, like in Persona 3, what's a character that people don't really like often? Yukari Takiba. But she was my favorite girl there because of how realistic she was. She would have mood swings. She would be upset. She'd judge people like any of us would do. But because everyone likes to think they know everything, but most of the time I don't think you really do know anything. Maybe in like a certain view and a certain way you might know something, but you won't have the full picture. And I just like games like that where they'll have similar situations. Like you've heard of so many things like where people argue, right? In your life and it never gets resolved.
Yeah.
I think those games are because they show you how you can resolve them. Or you don't have to become friends again, but you can at least meet each other on mutual ground. So a lot of games with really good written characters. So JRPGs, I like the Dark Soul games. I like fighting for nothing. Zelda games, those are very nice. I like adventure. Fighting games, because then I get to beat someone's ass in it, then brag. But then if they beat my ass, it's kind of embarrassing. So it's a 50-50. But the reward is very good. Oh, and Mario Party games. Those are cute to play with friends. Sorry.
Oh,
what type of games do you like?
Oh, my choice of games? Let's see. Normally it's any kind of game which manages to interweave narrative and gameplay rather well. So anything that creates, let's see, rather than narrative let's say it's ludonarrative dissonance is normally what people call the opposite. So ludonarrative harmony, rather. So when you think of games like, say, Fire Emblem series, where certain things will happen in the story, and sometimes the objectives will be reflected as such, or you'll end up needing to do something along those lines. Or say Xenoblade, where all of the game's mechanics do stem from the actual story itself as well.
You like it when the lore and the gameplay works together, and it all makes sense.
Yeah, my primary profession is a writer, specifically a writer for games, so it is my job.
Oh, heck yeah. I will be looking forward to that. Echo. I'm gonna keep going between. I like it. You like an immersive experience, I would say.
It's much more preferred, for the most part, because when it's done right, everything feels very consistent. When it's done wrong, then you get that whole dissonance and everything feels, like it wasn't exactly built up properly. I think one of the most recent examples of ludonarrative dissonance for most people probably would have been The Last of Us 2, and that was a case of, yeah, you're fighting to survive, blah, 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 you just want revenge, etc. So you go around and murder someone's entire family. And then some.
Oh, ouch.
They're very overt with the message as well. It's very clear they want you to realize that, yes, everyone is a human being, or every single one of your enemies is someone that was supposed to matter to someone else, but you mercilessly murder them all anyway. This is the thing.
Yeah. So I think, what's the name of the girl in that game, the main character? I think they already know that they're other humans, but they're just like, this is what I have to do. But then the story's hitting you over the head. Feel bad? You feel bad now, Iko? Huh? You just murdered someone like you haven't been doing for the past game. Bad.
Yeah,
that revenge is bad, Iko.
Because pretty much, whenever an NPC or some other character gets killed, they immediately someone immediately screams out their name or something, and just immediately goes like, you bastard, whatever, and charges you down. It's like, it's like, yeah, I see.
That's like the Shadow the Hedgehog game. Because when you shoot one of the soldiers, they go, oh no, they got Tim! Like that. But they kept doing that over and over. So,
okay, I didn't realize Shadow the Hedgehog actually did that.
Yeah, they did it like in the Westopolis stage.
Oh my.
I'll show you.
But yeah, any kind of game that actually does properly involve the story. So ludonarrative harmony is what I consider among the top tier of games. So if there's one game that I specifically have to point out for that, it would probably be, what is it, Katana Zero.
Katana Zero.
Yeah, just a very quick draw action game, which manages to meld the story in extremely well. It lasts about maybe 4 hours, but it is probably my favorite game of all time. If someone has to ask me to recommend a game, it's Katana Zero.
Let me put that down. Katana Zero. I trust your taste. You like it immersive enough too, and you like it when things wrap together. Perfect. Katana. Hi, it's 40% off. Woo.
Oh wow.
Thank you.
Because yeah, it's one of those games I revisit every now and then. Because yeah, it is just something that it melds the story in really well, and the gameplay is very tight, pretty much.
Ooh, tight.
There's that element of mastering something by the end of it, at the very least. So there's that feeling of player progression rather than strictly character or stat progression.
Wait, have you played the Dark Souls games?
Of course, Dark Souls is something, if you ever want to be a game designer, you need to have played Dark Souls for the most part. It teaches you way too many fundamental game design concepts that it is very hard to step over. And many people in the industry will straight up just reference the damn series.
Oh yeah, it has its own genre now, right? Souls genre.
Yeah, the Souls-like genre. Per se, the Souls-like genre, it's very loosely defined. In some cases, people will just say, oh, if there's animation locks and the need to retrieve your souls, it's a Souls-like game. That's sometimes that's as far as people go. Others will say it's the healing system. Others will say it's the very it's
RPG-ish? Action?
the RPG section of it, the action parts, or even just how abstract the story is.
As a writer, do you like stories like those where they have you piece it together, or you rather where it's like you sort of lead them to it?
Let's see, my personal way of writing stories, I tend to do a lot more signposting than actual explicit writing, so it tends to be more to the side of, yeah, I'll leave this signposting here, I'll mention a name here or there, I'll let people build up that kind of image in their mind, rather than straight up telling people what the hell is actually going on, 90% of the time.
Show rather than tell.
Because when you show rather than tell, sure, it takes a while to get into it, but when you do come around to the understanding of what the author may have originally been going for, then it pays off in spades in comparison.
There's so much to writing that I thought I knew, but I did not. I like your perspective on this. I want to absorb your brain. Well, that sounds weird, but I think you're very interesting. I like your knowledge. There we go.
Hey. Anyhow, I will ask the next question on this list, which is just, what does content creation mean to you, per se?
Content creation, huh? I think in a way it's sort of similar to writing. Well, there is writing content creation. It's, you have an idea in your head, or at least things that have meant a lot to you, and you sort of want to reproduce that same thing and put it out there into the world. Or maybe some people have more altruistic views. They want to make it so they touch everyone's heart and make them smile. Maybe some people just want to troll every day and just make trolly content, stuff like that. Maybe they want to make art in a certain way. It's nice. I really like it when they make, let's see, there's games or there's a certain aesthetic they're trying to get. And of course there's some self-insert, but that's in every work, right? But I like it, especially when they're trying to put a message there. There's also the content creation of passion. I think that's more of mine. I'm not really trying to head for anything for like, And I'm not trying to go for an audience or get people's attention like this or that. It's more of the case that I just want to try things before I die. So voice acting was one way, but acting's acting, but voice acting is more tied in with content creation, especially on YouTube for people who do like comic dubs. I like, it's like taking the content of someone else's and then you put your own spin on it. After especially crediting them, of course. But it's nice, and then you get to see how people have their different perspectives to it. They say, oh, I believe this character would have this voice. Oh, no, I believe this character would not talk like that. They might even mumble. Or, no, I believe this character might have a lisp. It's really interesting because you're basically putting your brain out there with how you do content creation, but then also you influence other people at the same time. So it's super cool. But yeah, I'm more of the passionate side, so I'm just doing it just for uh, dopamine, it make brain happy. Not really like, hello, I'm your anime boyfriend. I mean, if you want me, fine, that's cool too. But I'm very self-serving in that end. I'm just having fun, and I hope my fun, my happiness spreads to others. There we go. Easy A. Give me an A plus on the paper, Emily.
Close enough, close enough. It's a bit surprising because most people normally go on about their own kind of work or own kind of content rather than speaking about derivative works per se. And yeah, there is that appeal to derivative or fan works per se, just the ability to interpret it how you'd like and the different kinds of imagery that can be given off. So it's the appeal.
It's like those theories.
It's the appeal of theories, fan fiction, any kind of music that is generated out of any kind of fan music or remixes even. You get to pick at someone else's brain rather than strictly the developer, strictly the author, strictly the director.
Right? And then when you're learning to pick their brain, you can sort of see, oh, so this is how they do this. Oh, this is how they write. This is why writing and having a consistent tone is good for a story arc. This is why you shouldn't work with this trope too much. Or this is why this cliche is often seen as bad because they execute it wrong. So I think at the same time like that, it also gives you a good viewing of where you can go in the future if you want to create your own work. Hopefully you don't rip something off though, but hopefully you'll understand why something works and then you can put your own spin on something like that.
Because yeah, the idea of making fan works is you do try to get in the head of the creator to an extent so that you can figure why stuff works. And yeah, from there you really can break down the creative process and figure out, oh, okay, so that's why, or okay, this is the particular process from A to B. And then you can figure, okay, maybe
Like
there were flaws
redemption.
here and there, but perhaps those flaws were intentional rather than strictly flaws in themselves.
Oh, those are my favorite. Wait, Akko,
Yeah.
do you like flawed characters like big time? But the author doesn't intentionally. It's my favorite thing. It's like when they have someone as, oh, like a main character who's an asshole or not in the right. If it's shonen, they're usually in the right, but that's for anime.
Let's
But
see.
I like it. I like it when they're not right, and then the story and other characters acknowledge that they're kind of stepping out of bounds, or they may not have the right mindset. That's my favorite thing ever.
When it comes to flawed characters, I normally see it as they tend to be a lot more interesting, mainly when the world around them calls them out for it.
Yes! Sorry, go ahead.
If it is just a character which pretends they are flawed and the only person who cares about the flaws is the main character, then at times it can get a bit,
Oh, yeah, like when they have like a sub.
Yeah. When they just have internal monologue, which is the only thing that criticizes their actions, that's when I start being a bit, yeah, that's a bit iffy, buddy.
That reminds me of my own writing at 13.
Oh my. I think the worst example by far of internal only criticism is probably just Sword Art Online. How does one say? Okay, so for the light novel itself, Sword Art Online is written in first-person perspective. It is very self-indulgent a lot of the time.
Go ahead, sorry.
Then at the same time, there is a lot of self-hate written specifically for Kirito, pretty much. It is very, very certain that the bastard just hates himself at that point.
Yeah. But then the characters on the outside don't really react that way. They go, "Oh, Kirito, you're so hot. Oh my god." Oh!
Yeah, that's pretty much the reaction from the outside. The reaction from the outside is just full on, oh yeah, Kirito's amazing, blah blah blah. He has his own freaking fan club being built as the books go along.
Oh,
And
like Lisbeth, Sachi. I forgot his own cousin.
yeah, the whole fan club just gets built up over time. It's just like, oh my god, is this ever gonna end? Probably not. Because yes,
Maybe once he's dead.
it does keep extending. It
How
only gets
big
worse
is
and
it now?
worse. I don't know, there's at least 7 or 8 of them.
What?
Yeah, and the game's trying to make it worse and exasperate the issue. No.
Okay.
So
Oh,
the most self-indulgent way the author could think of writing like a kind of canonical ending for the whole thing was just that he goes into pretty much a hyperbolic time chamber so he can spend time with every girl.
Oh no! I would hate that so much. Doesn't he have a girlfriend already? He doesn't seem to me like he's fully. If he's fully and the fully, what cools, but it doesn't seem like he is. Oh my god.
Ending, that particular ending is full on poly. Yeah.
Oh my god. Spicy.
Got no reservations about it whatsoever. It's like, oh, we've got 100 and something years. This is fine.
Wait, that sounds like a hentai dojin.
Unfortunately it isn't. It is just the author's own... Yeah, it's the author's own writing.
Oh, and that's when there is that scene where he's like 2 years worth of...
Oh, no. That one is... that one's 16.5. That one's from a lot earlier.
Oh?
Oh, God.
How did you feel about reading that?
First time reading it, I was like, oh, God, what the hell? Every other time afterwards reading that has more or less been a case of... Ah... God. Why?
Whoa, that's really descriptive. That's unlike Tsukihime's scenes. Oh no, you know, jelly donuts.
Okay, so Tsukihime is interesting mainly because I don't necessarily remember it for its writing. I remember Tsukihime a lot more for its soundtrack, actually. Because it's the same 8 tracks repeated over and over.
Oh yeah, 8 because 2 of them are like title remixes, right?
Yeah, it's along those lines anyhow. Like, it's a very short soundtrack and you'll hear it very often repeated. Speaking of which, there is a remake coming soon.
Are you getting that one? I would like to get it.
I think the remake itself will just be an all ages one, but that's probably fine for Tsukihime anyhow.
Yeah, they'll take out the jelly donuts and then then hopefully they'll have more tracks and doon 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 doon. And then, yeah, you get that.
Yeah, it's a track that's drilled into your head at some point, pretty much.
Oh, and the one I won't talk about that on your channel, but the one they play during intense moments. Yeah, I remember that. It was like a soft piano. There you go.
Yep, pretty much, yeah. Alright, but yeah, speaking of content creation and all that, let's speak of, say, voice acting, shall we?
Oh, okay. What's up? What's up, Iko?
So, when it comes to voice acting, what kind of creative process do you take to it?
That's there's like the lingual? Is that how you say it? There's so many aspects to approach it from. Well, most importantly, though, to get a good read is usually audio engineering. So you have to learn about compression, noise suppression, noise gates, although less of that is usually good. Then, EQ, that's how people sound nice and fancy. Then you'll have to learn about reverb and how when you speak out of it, your voice bounces up like on 5 walls at once, and then it goes right back into the mic, and you're like, oh, wait, where's all the echo from? And then there's soundproof so people don't like enter your room and go, hey, what are you doing? Shut up! Like that sort of thing, right? So that's the audio engineering side, but in a way, I compare voice acting to singing. In a way,
okay.
especially really good voice acting. It's because with singing, it's more about breath flow, right? And you have to control how much breath leaves your mouth, how it leaves your mouth, and if you'll be prepared for the next breath. So you have to take another breath. So I think the really good voice acting is like that. So you have to realize what words, you have to realize what words you're reading first, what they really mean, the implication of those words. Then you have to think about the context within the character saying them and how they would say it. Then what type of character they would say it. And even if they wanted to say it a certain way, right? Maybe you
Mhm.
have someone who's trying to be all, you know like those animes like the with the nice senior old guy and he's like and or their eyes are closed and they're like trying to be nice all the time like haha
Mhm.
hi nice to meet you Gin Ichimaru from Bleach. Then you have to think, okay, they're trying to be nice, right?
Mhm.
But how much of that slips out? How successful are they? How good of an actor are they at this? And incorporating that. And it's really interesting. Then let's see. Voice acting in general, not only with the audio engineering side, so making sure you're actually speaking into the mic, right? And making sure you actually sound good. Your actual skill. So working the mic. So getting nice and close to the proximity effect, blah blah blah. Or blah 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 blah. Or gain. So this is normal gain. Now if you want me in your ear, then we go like this,
Oh
right?
god. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, is that uncomfortable? But yeah, when you have it like that, then it's sort of like, you can't scream too loud. So for louder
Mhm.
lines, you have to turn that down. But that's on the audio engineering side.
Yeah,
But
pretty much.
I don't know. It was really, I just view voice acting as an extension of regular acting because that's really what it is.
Mhm.
It's just like, yeah. I mean, honestly, if you take voice acting into a acting approach, but then take some skills from singing, you'll be a pretty good voice actor because it's all about resonance. So if you're an actor, sometimes you won't need to project, like if you're camera acting, because they'll have the microphone literally in your mouth. Oh, okay, that sounds wrong. Not in your mouth, but near you, right? With they got
Mhm.
the shotgun microphones, they can
Yeah,
pick you
yeah.
up. So you might be able to mumble, but for voiceover, you might have to take projecting and you go, hi, okay, creative, echoist, something like that, right? Yeah, I like your name. But yeah, you'll have to take that into account. It's really, in a way, it's like engineering in general. You have to find out about why something works, why does stuttering work? Why is that a thing? Why does that get across a certain type of thing? In a way, it's sort of like writing a lot. You get
Mhm.
to analyze the characters and see why they work the way they do, how they work, why they should work that way, and if there's any other takes you could take there, and if that would really fit the project you're working on or the director's vision. So that's really nice. But other than that, it's just acting in general. So really sometimes method acting and putting yourself in their shoes. Or maybe you just think of well, method acting I think is if you draw someone your own personal experience. But either you put yourself in their shoes or maybe you're acting for some fantasy. So you gotta think of some traumatizing thing that's happened to you to relate with the main character. Something like that.
Mhm.
And it's really interesting. And facial expressions and moving your body. Bingo. A plus for acting. Literally do that for voiceover, you'll be fine. Especially make faces. Easy. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think it's more just letting yourself have time to take down and really analyze the script. And then after that, one of my favorite things about voiceover is that it's your vocal cords are like a muscle, right? So
Mhm.
like any other muscle, what's gonna happen? You have to train it to get it good. So over
Yep.
time, it's gonna adapt to the pressure you put on it. Unless you do screamo, you might run out of your voice in like
Ah,
2 years or
yeah.
something. Yeah, but it's really nice. I don't. It's like just the engineering process, trying to find out what works, and there's the fun about trying to make that perfect take, that perfect line, and then seeing how you can improve in the future. That's pretty much my creative process with it. It's really nice. Just taking it apart. Like I'll take apart your brain because I like your name, I like your voice. I'm jelly. And I like your lore. I like the radio host. People like you are cool. Okay, there you go. I think I got it. Maybe I'm smart.
Mhm. No, that's a fair enough perspective to take on it, because, yeah, people consider sometimes voice acting to just be the easy way out of things, when they're in reality, yeah, there is pretty much just as many considerations to make when it comes to voice acting.
Oh,
Mhm.
definitely.
Because, yeah,
I w-
even I myself, the model that I'm using right now, more or less can't 100% portray what the hell I'm doing completely behind screen, essentially. Because, how does one say, as an unfortunate carryover from my acting days, I actually do a lot of gestures in person.
Same. and then oh no, you cover it with your gesture. You probably cover like a camera or something, right? Oh my god, that's a big move. Good, good. I would love to see you act again, Echo. That'd be really
No.
cool.
Yes, yeah, but a lot of my gestures tend to be on the larger side because, yeah, rather than acting for camera, it tends to be more acting for stage.
Hell yeah! Yes, it's see with moving, it feels nicer too, doesn't it? Add like a oomph to it, I think. When you move around your arms and everything, it's very nice. But I'm glad you are my fellow brother and family. There we go.
Because, yeah, acting, and there was a time where I did enjoy being in the spotlight a lot more, but then after that I was like, I'd prefer to be support staff more often.
Ah, I get you. Ooh, if you ever want it, we can do something together one day. That would be very nice. Whatever you want, you just let me know.
Hey,
You can try the spotlight, but then stick to supporting. You'll be good either way. Whatever you want, as long as you're happy.
Because, yeah, it more or less went from, what was it, acting into production, and then radio into production as well.
What really hit your? What was the funnest thing for you? Was it acting, radio, production, all of the above?
I think it's mainly pre-production is what I consider the most fun, usually. Because it's just being able to reach out to all kinds of different talents and all kinds of, well, just building a network, essentially. And just
You're
being
like baking a cake.
Kinda, yeah. It's like seeing you have all of these contacts and you're like, someone asks you a question, oh, do you know where we can get, say, motion graphics or whatever? It's like, I know a guy. Or, oh, do you know someone that can make it on this day at this time? You check through your schedule, you check through everyone you've been in contact with, and you're like, I know a guy.
I know a guy. Oh, are you that type of guy, Echo? Or are you like the one everybody goes to for like, yo, Echo, do you know someone who can? You're like, yeah, I got it. Whoa, it's like a, oh, you know, like those characters in shows when they're working like with the mafia or hitmen, and there's that one guy who's like generally nice and unassuming, and they have like a day job, like a doctor, but they're like, they have ties with the hitmens and the drug dealers, and it's like, yeah, I know a guy. But for more healthy stuff, not that.
No
For
comment.
the creative network. I hope you don't actually know Hitman.
The only thing I'll say is, yeah, I know a guy.
Oh my god! The Echo Cloud. There's more to you that meets the eye. I like this.
You make some.
I get off track.
You make some interesting contacts every so often, I will say.
You know the Queen of England, don't you?
Unfortunately, no.
I don't know. What if you're just saying that? You could. You know the President of the United States. Who know? Well, you know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who's married to a guy who's and their child knows a guy, and then they know the president. So therefore, in fact, you know them.
The main comment to make at this point is usually, it's a small world.
It sounds so cute and so hopeful. I like that.
Because, yeah, one of the things I run into the most often, I guess, is that feeling of, yeah, it's a bloody small world. You're going to run into people that, yeah, you don't expect to run into.
Oh, like when you had someone on Discord and then you're like, curious, opens profile, mutual friend. You're like, oh my god,
Yeah,
you know them?
Yeah, there's that feeling, but okay, so there's been one guest on these interviews. I won't say particularly which guest, but pretty much 5 minutes before the interview, we found out we went to the same high school, didn't we? Oh god.
Oh, how did that feel?
That particular interview was just like, oh, there was that underlying tension the entire time of just, I know you, yeah, I know you.
No, and I know what you're saying there. Maybe you don't have you don't remember exactly what happened. Oh my, you know what? That sounds like a shoujo
Sure.
or a webtoon.
Uh,
Small world indeed.
There are some cases where some people say my life reads like a shoujo manga, but I'm just like, please spare me. it ends up being
Oh.
Josei more often, and that's a horrifying thought.
Oh God. Would you mind if it was shoujo manga?
Shoujo manga would at the very least mean I'd probably have a girl by now, instead of being stuck in all kinds of, yeah, love triangles, other kinds of troublesome relationships, that kind of stuff, yeah.
Are you a Kirito?
God, no. Hell no.
Oh, you said love triangles. I was like, oh my God.
Let's
I
just
was
say,
imagining you with the big hair.
let's just say love triangles normally don't result in you getting both of them. It normally results in getting one person feeling extremely bad about it, and then, yeah, ending things there.
Oh, I can guess what position most like. I get you. It'd be painful like that. You're a real trooper. Hey, it means you got some charm to you, bad boy. There you go. You got some spice, right? Maybe you just want to attract who you want.
Christ.
Don't worry, I'll hook you up. Don't worry, I
man.
got you.
I'm good, man. I'm good. Anyhow, let's shoot this right back at you then, in which case. This next question was rather than a question, more a demonstration. Yes. If you were to give a improvised voice acting demo on the spot, what would it be? And proceed to do it.
With demo reels, that's very hard. I have yet to actually make, because I'm really bad at advocating for myself. But what I think is they have to be like 1 minute, really short, and they have to get your big, strongest parts out there. So most likely the time you won't want to go with in any anime voice or whatever. So to get your natural tone, you just go, So like that. So, We'll read your about. How's that?
Sure.
We are the Moonlighters, no? I'm just another one of them. It'll usually be interviews and collabs here. If you catch the rare solo stream, it'll be reading or writing. You see how you enunciate there? Not the best thing. But so I think that first line would be something about more your natural register. So, okay, now you want to show off your range of it, right? So let me read. Oh, content! Here we go. I'll read this nice and tappa. Regardless of how you found this channel, welcome to the bar. Echo Round is the name. You can call me just Echo or Echoist. Mainly due to chill streams or collabs with regulars around here. Or maybe you want to go a bit more up this. So, mainly due to chill streams and collabs with regulars around here. You'll more often find me doing interviews on reading or writing. Or maybe, okay, so that's about like type of voices you can do. Maybe you can do a deeper low voice or something like that. But usually for me, what I would be looking for if I was a director, I would be looking for emotion. So crying, like, here you go. I love you so much. You're so cool. I want your username. But that's dialing it up a bit. But something like that. So here you go. You're a super cool dude, all right? I would love to be on your show again. Okay. And that's all right. Or maybe you want someone like nearly dying. They're like, stop it! Or maybe like, I'm gonna kill you! Like that sort of thing. So basically, you hit them with what you got, what you're good at, fast, and why you should do it. But also keep it under 1 minute. But then with demo reels, you gotta get really good at mixing. So compression, noise gating, maybe a bit, maybe not too much. But here and there. But basically, it's sort of similar to an interview, but more in your face. So within that 1 minute, you have to show them what you're good at. What voices are you good at? Are you good for resonance? Or are you good at singing? Are you good at doing multiple characters, multiple voices? Or maybe are you good at really expressing yourself? Are you good at crying? Are you good at those the subtle moments? So, voice acting demo. Are you more like voice acting demo? Do you have like a commercial voice? Do you have a radio host voice? Stuff like that. How you lead in and stuff. But that's pretty much it. I've never tried it before, but I'll have to get you back with that. But that's usually how they work together. Something like that. I could do a bit more, but I don't think you'd want me to be screaming in your ear. Because that's where I think I'm really good at.
All I'll say is Discord normally has its own inbuilt compression and limiter. Most voice over IP sort of services have that. So usually when it's screaming in someone's ear, you won't kill them, per se.
Okay. Good, as long as you're alright. Oh, they have the crisp thing. Discord crispy thing.
Oh, that's just
Wait!
noise suppression.
Echo, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
Do you like Rice Krispies? Sorry. My brain just said, and I said crispy. I was like, oh.
They're
This is
all
weird.
right. They're all right.
Okay, if you had to like any cereal, what would it be?
Cereal? Let's see. I normally either just go for like cornflakes or Cheerios usually.
You are a very nice guy. You don't dabble into the too much of the sugary cereal. I think you'll be safe. You don't eat that much sweets, do you? Right?
No,
I think you said.
don't eat
You'll be
too much in
good.
the way of sweets. Because normally, let's see. Normally most people think, oh, after dinner or after a meal or something, grab something for dessert. Me, I'm just like, oh, I'll pass.
It sounds like you have good discipline. Would you say so?
When it comes
Maybe
to
not.
food, at least, yes. When it comes to certain other stuff, not particularly.
How about getting to sleep on time? Is that hard or easy for you?
Oh, that is, Let's just say there are certain people which are pretty sure that I live in a different time zone.
Oh no! Do they think you live in the same time zone as them?
At some point,
Oh.
one person thought I lived all the way off in Singapore instead.
Oh, that's pretty close. Wait, Echo, I have one more. Have you been to Singapore?
Nah, I've only been out of the country 2 times, actually. Maybe 3.
Oh.
3 times.
I think you might like it. What other places have you been? If you want to share, you don't have to.
Let's see,
Don't
the
let
thing
me
is,
pick your
I've
brain.
only been to one other location, and it has been for all 3 occasions. And
Oh, the same one?
yeah. That was just off to Vietnam, and that was it.
Ah, I see. Was it fun?
Was alright. I think the main thing I remember from being off in Vietnam was going to the mountainside, but that was about it.
Oh, I've heard a lot about that.
But yeah,
Are you excited to go back there again?
Not particularly.
Sounds like more like obligatory business, I guess.
More so family stuff, essentially.
I get you. Come to me to Singapore. It will be nice. Oh, we'll get to that. But there's a food I like. I'm interested if you've tried it.
I'll say, because yeah, there was a time where I was a qualified chef and needed to just go through a lot of different cuisine.
Okay. What's your favorite thing to cook ever?
Oh, just lasagna, straight from scratch.
Yummy! Wait, how much cheese do you put in there? Do you put like 5 cheese? 5 cheese lasagna?
It's normally 2 or 3. 5 is a bit overkill, unless you know exactly what you're doing.
How about, may I ask which cheese?
I'll keep that one a secret for my own recipe.
It's not human cheese. Never mind. A monster. Oh, wait, you have your own red. That's so cool. You're so accomplished. I like how much stuff you dabbled in. It's really nice.
I've dabbled in a lot of stuff, which is why I prefer taking a production role, because I'm not a particular expert in anything. Just very skilled in a lot of things, but yeah.
Ooh, I see.
It's in that sense of it's useful for being on radio, mainly because if you can talk eye to eye on a lot of things, then yeah, it's a lot better than being completely oblivious. Because when you're completely oblivious, I've had a couple of co-workers which have been completely oblivious to certain things. I'm just like, yes.
Oh, it's over unless they play on it, I think.
Yeah, I think the most incriminating ones by far though is any radio host which doesn't know anything about mixing or any kind of production related topic.
I thought you had to do a decent degree.
No, you don't actually. The hosts usually just have to be a good personality. That's about it.
Like yours. Nice and comfy.
Yeah, normally all you need is a good personality, and you'll have a coworker which just mixes things for you. So if they need voices, if they need background music to be ducked, or if they need you to transition here and there, then you can handle that for them. However,
Oh, go ahead.
normally there's the preference for a radio host that knows how to do both. Unfortunately, that's a bit more of a rare case because normally it's 2 people operating instead of the 1. During COVID though, if you know how to do both, then normally you're the person that is doing the hosting.
The big chatty most extremes with a bunch of muscles. Aren't you both, Echo?
Eh?
Aren't you? You can do both, right? Or you have a decent understanding from what I've heard.
Let's see. I am an audio engineer in training, basically.
Yeah. So good.
But yeah, apart from that, yeah, time on radio was fun. Just from being able to mess with a lot of things, I suppose.
I'm glad.
But yeah, it was especially painful just listening to anyone who had no idea what they were talking about.
Ooh, ouch. Did you let them keep talking, or did you have to interrupt and get it on the right path? What would you do then?
Let's see. Normally it was a case of I'd toss them a cue or 2 to move things along because it's like, oh yeah, you have 5 to 10 minutes at most on radio to do your interviews usually, and then you need to move back to regularly scheduled programming.
Oh.
Yeah, if not, then yeah, you're just completely stuck there.
Did they sometimes never catch the cue?
When they catch the cue, they normally shuffle through their papers and look for the next question. And I'm just like, please ask that, please ask that.
Oh my god. Wait. One last one. Have you ever found yourself in that situation where you thought you knew something, but you didn't really comprehend the depth of what you're talking about?
I think that's happened for 1 or 2 scientific theorists, and that was a case of, okay, I'm completely out of my depth. My mixer is also completely out of their depth. Let's smile and listen.
You did the best. That's interesting. It's like acting in a way. You have to improv. You have when those segments go off.
It's a case of yep, gotcha, yeah, that's all right.
Gotcha.
So what about this then, or what about this? Quickly shuffles through the rest of their papers.
Oh, I got you.
Please talk about this thing you wrote all the way back then. God. Yeah.
Radio sounds like so much fun. I hope you can get back into it.
One day, perhaps.
Hey,
one
this
day.
pretty much is it.
And I more or less started these interviews for the VTubing community because I was like, I'm off air in terms of radio these days, so well, may as well pick another avenue to pursue instead.
You want to pick my brain? You want to pick people's brains. I get it.
I have been picking people's brains for the most part, and oh boy, yeah, I am starting to lose a lot of frames because of network lag. Good lord.
Oh, don't worry. I got you. We can go all over the screen and yell and, hey, we have your pleasant voice to work with and my rowdy one. So we'll have to do a little voice acting ourselves just in case. Or at least I think.
Let's see.
Are you still scared of me?
Not as much anymore. Not as much.
Yeah! Good. We are connecting. Bonding.
Alright, let's see then. I think I'll cut the bitrate down by a bit. Or a bit more than a bit. If not, just change a couple of presets here and there just to get things back on track. Because yeah,
Take your time.
hell.
Wait! Have you done bartending before in Echo?
In a limited capacity. Because it was a case of being a caterer, and then yeah. What comes with the territory of catering is usually alcoholic-based events as well.
Was this when you fell in love with the drinks?
Not particularly. That's more an obsession thanks to my best friend.
Oh no, not the best friend. But then again, I probably do that
Yeah,
to people
best
because
friend was
I
more or less
haven't
a
tried
case
gummies.
of every time I visited her or every time she visited, she'd bring along something to drink.
Oh, the newest stuff to try. Oh my god.
I was the guinea
Mm.
pig for a while of hey, it was just like, hey Echo, have you ever tried this? I'm like, no, why? She's like,
No.
It's good stuff, it's good stuff, trust me. And I'm just like, yeah, I trust you a lot, sure,
Mm.
let's go.
Damn. Hey, at least you can bond over that and try new stuff together. That's nice.
Yeah, there
It
was a
sounds like you
lot
have a
of
very good friend.
there was a lot of new stuff tried when under the influence, good lord. Yeah.
Under the influence. Wait, are
Anyhow,
you a light header? Is
uh,
that a
am I a particularly
light
lightweight?
person? Lightweight?
I'm a lightweight when I need to be.
Oh. You like the atmosphere gets.
If not, then I will normally be able to tank a decent few drinks before going down.
Mm-hmm.
There are...
I see. You are very interesting, Echo. I can see your acting ability. You go with the flow, but then you're ready to work around it. I see you. Very interesting.
I normally have to play the role of medic, normally.
Oh no! Did you have to drive someone back home?
Oh, the thing is, I don't drive.
Ah. So then you just have to watch over them and make sure they don't get like a big hangover.
Yeah, don't worry. One particular thing I volunteered for way back in the day,
Uh-huh.
like a couple of years ago now, like pre-COVID and all that. It was a let's see, it was a first response program essentially. So you would need to know first aid and a couple of other things, and you'd essentially go out on patrol on particular nights and try and make sure that people got home safely, essentially.
Your life is so interesting. Continue.
So how this ended up going is you'd go on patrol with a team, you'd find anyone who looked way too drunk to get home or just far too under the influence of God knows what, and you'd escort them back to like a safe zone of some kind. And from that safe zone you would be like, okay, you can rest up, sober up here, and then we'll send you home.
That's cute. That's wholesome. There we go.
And we provided all kinds of extra services, like, oh, you need to charge your phone? Okay, here's a charger. Oh, you broke your footwear? Here's a pair of sandals.
I thought you said extra services, and I was like,
Not
like-
those kinds of services, though we do.
oh yeah, I was like,
Though we do have to stay in contact with people that do offer those kinds of services, because they do often manage to give off pretty nice tips of whether or not someone has been way too inebriated or whether or not there is trouble brewing in a certain area.
so they give you a tip on what's gonna happen or what might happen, or
One of
I
the
get
most
you.
egregious cases we had was one bartender figured out that someone had been doing a lot of drugs at the same time as overdosing on alcohol.
Oh.
And they pretty much told us, okay, they're already out of our hands. They've left the bar, but they went in that direction about 200 meters. And 200 meters in that direction, we find a crowd gathering around a corner. And what do you know? There's someone completely unconscious.
Oh no! Ouch!
Yeah, overdosed on drugs and alcohol. Not the most pleasant experience to run into.
How long did you work at this? I like how many things you do.
Let's see, this one's more of a weekender job, essentially, so any time that I had a particularly free weekend, I'd just sign up with the guys and head out on patrol.
So you got paid to do this one?
Nope, volunteer.
You're a volunteer baby too! Although I mainly did it at like a blood donation center. And food delivery trucks where they deliver to the poor and churches. I see you. Would you say you have like a craving for justice, righteousness?
At times. I've dealt with one too many scenarios which I probably shouldn't have poked my head in, if I cared for my own safety, at least.
Yeah, I get you. And then it blows up in your face. You're like, oh. I shouldn't have done that, or I really should have went home and just slept.
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah, you know, when you're washing off a lot of blood in the middle of a park, yeah, you probably should have just walked home instead. Yeah.
Oh, ouch! And then the nauseating. Oh, you have so much lore to you. Are you gonna do an interview with Eco?
Let's see. I've already done one joke interview of myself before, actually.
Really?
Yeah. That's on a VOD on YouTube somewhere. I think it's
Oh,
still.
I'm gonna get that.
I think it's still private, not published yet. But yeah.
Oh, damn it! Maybe you could remake it one day. Do whatever you want. I like how many life experiences you've had. You're very wise.
I don't know. It pays to go out, is what I'll say. Because, yeah, if you relate it back to, say, VTubing or just being an entertainer, if you don't have stories to tell, then, yeah, you just don't have stories to tell.
Yeah, you don't really have anything to talk about. Then you'll have to, like, fall back on entertaining, but even that can get old in a way.
You more or less you should just live your life is the thing, is the general advice I give. Because once you've lived a good enough life, well, you have plenty to talk about at that point. And to be honest, I am still goddamn young compared to a lot of people in this community, actually.
Hell yeah! Look at you! Get everything under the rug or under your wraps, under your not me. Yeah. You got this. I like that you're taking advantage of situations while you're still young and just going, okay, I could do this, I could do that. Why not? That's good. You're living.
That's
I really
the
hope you
idea.
can get radios. Don't inspire other people that way. You're inspiring me. I want your whole brain.
Oh, boy.
If that's okay.
Anyhow, let's pick back at your brain, shall we? So.
Okay. Open.
Alright, so what are your favorite kinds of streams to do, and what are your favorite kinds of streams to tune in on?
My favorite kind of streams. RPG Maker horror games are probably my favorite. Or games I haven't played before that have like a nice narrative and a lot of a good gameplay, of course, because if the gameplay hurts, then it's very painful to get through. I think you probably played games, right, where it's like, oh, I love the writing, it's so good, the characters, the lore, the world building, but then the gameplay is.
Yeah, there have been a few of those out there. Yep.
Yeah, and you can't get through them even though you like them so much. So that's one aspect. But usually I like playing RPG Maker horror games because they're also like a lot of the stuff I like. They have ugly characters, so everyone's really they show you. Oh, like in the horror situations, I like those too because they show you how people can be like when they're scared. Maybe they'll have a character who's like, I'm a knight in shining armor, but then when actually approached with like a horror or a ghost or something, they run immediately. I like seeing the distinctive stuff like that. And then I like seeing how they work it together. And I guess like I like watching it with people because then we can all give our different takes on characters. So say, oh, this character is, I think they're an asshole. Or someone else goes, oh no, that character, totally justified. What are you talking about? They had this and this to deal with. And that's really nice, but as long as people don't like argue to the death. But I like seeing multiple humans and then especially for characters that are flawed, they're flaws that you can find in everyone else. So that's really cool. It teaches you how to improve. Other than that, other streams I like to do are really comfy ones where everyone can talk and like enjoy things. I'm the main attention, I guess, on a stream, but I also like sharing it with other people who have stories. And then I go, oh, that reminds me of this. So like an actual conversation where you like meet each other halfway, that sort of thing, and then we can all learn from each other. That's very nice. Oh, also because that like to inspire people that way. That way too. Then, my favorite games. Advertising my favorite games on stream, like Fata Morgana, Wind Waker, Mega Man Star Force. I can't get in a bad mood with those. Those are fun to play. Yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. But streams I like to tune into. Oh, I think the same ones as you, Echo. The ASL. Oh, not really.
Oh,
actually, I don't know. I'm not sure which ones you prefer. I like ones where they're doing their best, but even though they don't think they are. And you can tell they're nervous, but they're trying anyway. So those are my favorite ones, or ones where they play their favorite games too. That's really nice. I don't like it when they have to force themselves. So anything that a comfortable streamer, the streamer is comfy and they're not trying to hit any certain quota or like, I have to be like this. I have to be entertaining. I have to be loud. No. There are some people who are very quiet, very chill. And I like that. There are also other people who are in their element to be loud, to be energetic. I like people seeing them comfy. That's very nice. ASMR ones are nice too, but I don't try to go for these ones. I feel like I'll fall down a rabbit hole if I get obsessed with someone's voice. And I don't want to do that.
I know that feeling exactly.
I know. Have you ever thought about the thing where it's, wait, someone can I tip you?
Eh. Yes, there is a donation link down the bottom. You just click on the image, but yes. How does one pronounce that? Shaded. Thanks for the tip.
Thank you for showing me.
Oh my, Christ.
Done.
Huh? Huh?
Huh? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Oh, Christ. Thanks for the tip. Good lord.
You want more? No problem.
Oi. My lord.
Oh, wait. Echo.
Hey?
Now, I'm really interested. You don't have to answer this, but I'm really interested in your brain. How would you answer this question? What are your favorite kind of streams? What do you like to turn it into? Maybe you do like the spicy ASMR. They're just like, like that sort of thing.
Let's see. So, there's one particular one of my interviewees, which is pretty much full-on toxic gamer girl rat, essentially. Oddly enough, that is what I tune in on, mainly because they're a good friend. So I'm just like, yeah, I'll tune in on this, because why not?
I see.
Because thing is, they also, it is pretty much the culture I grew up around with, is the kind of humor they give off. So it's like, yep, I know exactly what they're saying. Most of the time when it comes to that
curse
stuff.
humor?
Kind of curse, more Southwest Sydney kind of humor is the way I'd put it.
Southwest Sydney.
If you
Sarcastic.
If you've ever heard of, let's see, there's an Australian short out there called Siggy Butt Brain. If you ever look at that, that's probably close to what the humor is kind of like.
Siggy Butt Brain. Let me see.
I'll link you that some other time, perhaps. But yes, it is.
Okay.
It's
I see it.
Very dodgy display of Australian culture, is the way I'll put it.
Okay, I'll be counting on you for the representation of Australians, Echo. Okay. No pressure, though.
When I say normally I'm the exception when it comes to Aussies. Normally.
Aussies! That's not... Oh, before you talk anymore, do you like koalas?
The way I normally put koalas is they're a species of animal that is actively trying not to live.
What? What are they so... No! Is that why they cry all the time?
It's kind of a case of their primary diet, so eucalyptus leaves, is something they're not able to digest normally. And it is something that is forced onto them to eventually digest.
So even at zoos, they do the same...
At zoos, they at least are able to render it down into like a paste and make it easy for them to digest at first, before they get used to digesting it. But it's kind of that case of, imagine slamming your head against a wall.
Okay.
Until eventually... Imagine, rather than actually
go
doing
ahead.
it, but yes.
Oh, go ahead.
Imagine slamming your head against the wall in the thought that, oh, eventually, my head will be hard enough that I can break through this wall.
Huh?
That is koalas when it comes to trying to eat.
Koalas have no brain. Poor babies. Oh, thank you for the koala lore. I'm gonna send you some weird koala crying videos later. Is that okay?
That's fine. But yeah, generally speaking, koalas, yeah, they don't have that much of a will to live most of the time. They're
Oh,
Australia's
no.
equivalent of a sloth, pretty much.
Oh, do you? Yeah. Oh God, I put the call. Oh, don't worry about that. I'm just putting it here. Thank you for this call. Oh, so those are the type of streams. Oh, what type of streams really make you happy? Are they the writing ones?
Let's see. When I'm streaming myself, I think the ones I'm normally happiest with are the ones where I'm just reading something, I guess. And these days, the reading streams, they're normally with a, what's it called, stream partner of mine. Which is just, yeah, normally do them over on her channel instead. Because normally those streams devolve into the two of us drinking at the same time. It's just, at the same time as just reading whatever visual novel happens to be the flavor of the week, I suppose.
That's not your best friend, is it?
I'd consider her a really good friend, but my best friend herself doesn't exactly stream.
Oh my god.
I'd convince her to stream, but maybe once she's able to come home, instead of being stuck off in some other territory for now.
Oh god, yeah, COVID. Mean. I hope they can. You have lots of drinking buddies. I think that's cute. Even though you have to play medic.
If I'm to count up all the people that I particularly drink with, let's see. Best friend, stream partner, science man, cricket boy.
Cricket boy.
Let's see, who else is there? Right.
Very interesting names.
Yeah, there's a couple. There's a couple of others that I'm trying to think of. Right.
Wait.
The actual koala, a cat, a pom-pom,
Huh.
a cow.
A cow. I can never.
The cow pretty much got close to drinking, let's see, 3 or 4 of the others under the table. Because yeah, the last few that I mentioned are all VTubers that were based in Sydney, pretty much, and the last time we went out, we had the specific goal of taking out the koala. The koala got assassinated, the pom-pom more or less self-destructed, and the cat drunk themselves under the table too. Oh right, the gorilla managed to drink themselves dead too, so yeah.
I see why you're an interviewer. You have so many things to talk of. You've lived your life so much. But it's so cool. I want to make like a Patreon, and we can listen to you just talk about anything. You can talk about making a kiwi. Oh, you can talk about the weird koalas and how they have no will to live. You're a very interesting guy. I like talking with you. Sorry.
I don't know, there's an odd amount of knowledge one can pull out at times. Like, if you just spend a lot of time reading, you'll find a lot of stuff to talk about eventually.
I know, right? Wait, have you read like self-help books?
I've read a couple of self-help books here. Let's see, I think the one that probably stood out the most to me, and it is probably one of the more common ones people have heard of, is, what was it, The Art of Not Giving a Fuck, I think it was.
Oh! That one had a really funny writing style.
Yeah, the subtle art of not giving a fuck.
The subtle art of not giving a fuck. I'm like only on chapter 3 on that, I think. His writing style's very funny, and he calls you out the entire thing, and like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
Do you have any books that you would recommend?
I think that particular one was one of my more favorite, let's say, self-help books at the very least. Just in the case of, yeah, it doesn't really pull any punches, it just goes in on you.
Yeah. I like that one too, and it just really gives you perspective.
At the end of it, you'll feel a bit hollow, and then you'll realize, oh, that's what he meant.
That's just life, I guess. The hollow feeling, and you just learn to live with it in your own way.
Because even just reading through the chapter names is more than enough to get a pretty solid idea of what the guy was going after.
Right? I think one of them is like, the world does not care about you, and I was like, ouch. I gotta get the book in a bit that I can read them out. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, one of the more painful ones, I guess, in terms of chapter titles for that one is just, and then you die.
and then you die. Oh yeah. He was describing one guy who was like an asshole the majority of his life, and then he just died, and that was it. I was like, oh, and like he didn't really make up to anyone. He was very successful, but he was like a dick. So it was like, really, was he the winner? I was like, oh. I think they described Gandhi at once as like he was describing this guy. He's like, oh, by the way, that guy was Gandhi. Oh, did I mention that he also these other guys that I mentioned were really bad? And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
it's like if someone took the receipts of your life.
Yeah, he names off a bunch of historical figures. Pretty much, it's just like, oh yeah, everyone's a terrible person. Got it.
Yeah, he rips in the shreds, and he always goes after the ones who are like, oh, this guy's got to be the greatest Zen guy ever. And they go, no, he's an asshole. I mean, he's got good stuff going, but he's a dick. Oh. Then he says, oh, by the way, you are too. Oh. It's a really fun book to read. Now I want to finish it. Thank you for mentioning it again.
Because, yeah, this book, I consider it good enough that if I need to pick up a gift for someone that I know reads, I will probably just toss them this book.
Hell yeah, there you go. Have you ever read like the books by Don Miguel Ruiz? The Mastery of Self or the Four Agreements? Those are pretty nicer though.
Don't think I have, because a lot of the self-help books that I have read are mostly Buddhist texts, actually.
Oh, Buddhist.
Because a lot of those do read a lot more like self-help books compared to religious scripture, essentially.
Now you got me going on a self-help book craze. Buddhist texts. I'll pick your brain for that later too, unless you want to say anything. Oh, I'm hungry.
A lot of it is just mostly talking about impermanence, pretty much, or nothing's particularly going to last, so having too heavy an attachment on things can be detrimental. Unfortunately for me,
do you have anything in particular that you're attached to?
Just particular people, anyhow.
Aww, you're so a nice feeling. I want to be like you. I usually don't realize attachments like the classic human way. Although I'm like part dog, but you get it. Where you don't realize it till they're gone and you go, oh, they're dead now. Ooh. Or you can't rekindle that friendship, then you go, oh. Then learning to live with it passes the thing. You are would you call yourself a people person?
Mainly depends on the person, I suppose.
You're very interesting. I like learning more about. Sorry, I'm gonna keep complimenting you. Here we go. Okay, Buddhist text. Let me.
Yeah, because a lot of Buddhist scripture, it does talk about. It's mainly just talking about living your life better, I guess, and it's in a very gentle way, I suppose. Because because whereas
compared to how like
because whereas a lot of other religions will like actively decry others or just say they're the one true faith or whatever, Buddhism is more or less a case of you believe what you want.
Yeah, that's pretty in your face. I'm very. How do you? Yeah. Because Buddhist text is like, you figure it out. Don't worry. The gentle one, but then the subtle art is like, you're stupid.
Because main thing I found with Buddhist teachings at the very least is a case of there are tenets. You don't have to take any of them. They are all optional.
Oh, and they tell you that maybe this specific thing won't work for you in that situation, right?
It's a case of, when you first start out, there's like 3 to 5 tenets that you should take, but don't necessarily have to take. And then from there, if you do become an ascetic or become a monk, you then take like a whole bunch of other tenets. And in the case of eventually getting to like in the several hundreds or restrictions and whatnot, because among the main ones, the major ones are like compassion to animals, becoming vegetarian essentially. Another one is, let's say, only have eyes for one lover essentially.
Oh, that's spicy.
And then one of the other main ones is don't do drugs and alcohol, essentially. Yeah, you can probably guess which one I skipped on.
It's the vegetarian, isn't it?
And the alcohol one, but yes.
Oh. Wait, if you were presented the opportunity, would you ever become a monk?
It's a very lazy lifestyle, I suppose, but a very restrictive one at the same time. So I would probably avoid it myself.
Because and you're already doing a lot and going out there, so monk would have you not doing as much. So that would be a big pain in the ass. Big.
Like staying in one place already drives me mad enough as it is. So yeah, becoming a monk, I don't think I'd manage at all.
Oh yeah, they might make you bald too.
I suppose that is part of it, yeah.
I like your hair right now. It's very nice and long.
Oh boy.
Huh? I like the monocle. Absolutely adorable.
The monocle was a very last-minute addition, I will tell you that now.
What made you want to put a monocle on? Did you just feeling a bit intelligent?
I was like, I need to balance out the face a bit for this design, I guess, because I was like, feels a bit wide for some reason. Let's add a monocle. So I messaged.
It's iconic.
I messaged the designer and was like, say, I know we're in like the final phase of things, but can I get a monocle?
Hey, good thing you asked instead of like letting them know after, like. Yeah, it's a very important good thing that you. I like it. It works for you. Also, I like how the hair. I like the hoge. I want to grab and pull on it. Wait, that's not weird, right? Okay. I like the hairpin.
The hairpin was one of the first editions, I think. Yeah. Let's see.
Did anything inspire you about your lore?
Apart from the whole Moonlighter thing, nothing particular, because I don't really talk about the lore too much. Because, yeah, when one thinks of what the heck a Moonlighter is someone who just does something at nighttime for an additional job, pretty much. So, say if my daytime job was writing, then if I were to claim something as moonlighting, then I'd say I moonlight as a first response, volunteer. For instance.
First response medic.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it would be. In the case of a lot of indie VTubers, I just found that, yeah, a lot of people do have their day job and moonlight as an indie VTuber, pretty much.
And some of them treat it like their secret identity. I think it's absolutely adorable. And then they mess up in like their class and they load the thing. Is there any job you'd ever like to moonlight but you wouldn't tell people about?
Let's see. Any particular job that I'd moonlight?
Hopefully not murder, right? I know you know, guys, but...
Well, becoming a higher up in the mafia might be more than attainable. I think I'll avoid that.
Oh my... Your clout knows no bounds.
All I'll say is there are certain murders that take place in broad daylight, and there are certain murders I'd rather not be a part of, thanks to them taking place in broad daylight.
Oh God, that's scary.
Yeah, so best not to dwell on it too much.
Yeah, don't let me pick your brain too much. My bad.
But yeah, if it was something along those lines, it'd probably just be some kind of musician or performer, I suppose.
Any particular instrument?
I'm a piano player, but I actually prefer vocals a lot more. My vocals are a 50-50 shot, at least with my range.
50-50. Would you like to belt out notes in the future? Or are you more a soft singer?
I do prefer belting a fair bit in comparison, but I am better at the softer stuff.
I can't think of a song. Oh, City of Stars would be a nice song. Or whatever. Wait. Okay, one last thing. Do you have any favorite songs that you'd like to sing?
I normally sing a lot of Japanese songs actually, and
Ooh.
when it comes to what I typically sing, it's either old Vocaloid stuff, say Yonju Mita P kind of stuff, if not,
Oh.
probably Yorishika, I guess. Yeah.
Matoroshi. Ah, the one with the little capsules and then they pop out. And then it had Gumi, I think.
Let's see. Yonju Mita P does do a fair few Gumi songs. For Yorishika, they're more so just their own duo at this point.
Oh, I see. Have you looked at the Kage Pro stuff? Kagura Project.
Oh yeah, Kagero Project used to be something I listened to all the way through high school, even.
Oh, were you a big fan then?
I can remember the songs, I can't sing them for the life of me because most of them are quite fast.
Oh, yeah. I think the only one that's slow is like the Ayano song.
Ayano's one's actually quite difficult, mainly because of how pitchy it gets.
Bum 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 bum, like that, right?
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah.
There's also a couple of extra lyrics here and there that most people don't quite hear or don't quite realize are there, and that throws a lot of people off as well.
Oh yeah, because you're just like, huh? What's missing? Have you watched Shunin Chiori Vocaloid?
Shunin
I think
Chiori.
it
Shunin Chiori.
Shun no Shiori. There we go.
Bookmark of Demise, yeah?
Yeah! But those songs are pretty fast too, I think. Oh.
The main one I want to sing out of those is just the one that is called Shunin no Shiori. Because
So
that one is just the... That one was the summary or overview of the series, I think it was. Yeah. And was released a lot later compared to the other songs in it.
Yeah. And then the Hide and Seek was the first one. And there's Perfect, Crime, Let's... They're very nice.
Yeah. They're all very nice songs, and they've, for the most part, all been covered now by proper vocalists in an official capacity. So, yeah. It's just a shame that, yeah, the actual song Shunen no Shiori is not covered by a proper vocalist yet, but has been done by a couple of utaite.
Would you ever like to cover that one?
It's a very fast song.
I'll root for you if it goes fast, but I get you. A lot of the songs I like are fast, but there's some slow ones. Oh wait, isn't Magnet sort of slow?
Which one?
Magnet, I think it's called.
Magnet. Oh god.
Oh wait. Do you remember Spice
Spice. Eh?
by Lynn? The sexy Lynn song.
Oh.
Not like Damn You Lynn, Dr. Nosebleed thingy. I think he was like a playboy in that one. Madness of Duke Venomania, but that guy was also a playboy. And evil. Very interesting. Sorry, throwing random ones at you.
Hey. Yeah, lots of classic Vocaloid stuff is what I consider nice, or just easier to sing in some cases.
Yeah, some of them gets kind of, I'd even argue, inhumanly fast.
Yeah, some of them are very inhuman. Like, if there's one thing Vocaloids are able to do, it's not breathe.
Oh yeah, just keep going. So then you would have to to voice it, you'd have to record it line by line instead of all in one take, right?
Yeah, you'd have to multi-take a lot of Vocaloid songs. At least if you want them to be consistent.
Then you'd have to redo the takes, just because you'd have to make it so it sounds like you're singing it in one breath.
Yeah, comping takes and then mixing them afterwards is absolute hell. Especially when you factor in appropriate timing and tuning as well.
Oh, Echo.
Yeah?
Have you ever used an uta, the one where you make your own Vocaloid?
Nope, haven't given that a shot yet.
It would be cute. You just record your vocals. You go ah, I, u, e, o, ka, ki, ku, ke, ko, like that.
Oh, yeah, that
And
thing.
then the
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah, I would be very interested to hear one like yours. It
Oh
would be
god.
very nice. Hey, come on, you got it working. You got the juice for you got the passion and the voice for it. Not maybe not juice. Never mind. Anyways, what's up? Sorry. I think you can tell I have an issue with talking before I think. But yeah, what's up?
No, that's perfectly fine. Let's see. Let's shift on to a couple more of these seated questions. There's a couple more to
Okay,
go still, but then, yeah.
I got you.
So, what are your thoughts on the indie VTuber scene as a whole? So, your interactions with it, any grievances, anything to say, so to speak?
Well, good news first, or a good take on it, or bad take first?
Let's hear the good take first.
Oh, I like your way of thinking. Good take is I think it's really cute and wholesome, and I like how people are willing to push the medium. Like with all those VTuber assets where they have like the hands, or maybe they have like a certain blanket or a head pat emote. It's so cute how these artists all come together to sort of make things work. Or then how our people who make rigs, they they just share information with each other and how to get better. Or maybe they'll have calls, or maybe they'll make a stream and then they'll say, "Oh, did you know how to do this?" And they go, "Oh, I did not know how to do that." And they just sort of like take apart the act of VTubing itself, or maybe like the rig, and then just go from there. I think it's really adorable, and it's very nice they look out for each other. And they really push the medium. Like let's see, it's a really famous one. Oh, Takahata 101's Weary 101. Like how the people they over there interact at the bar, and they have to move themselves like it's a puppet show. That's really cute. And then some things it's really hard to do without it looking scuffed, so they have to, in a way, look at what they have at their disposal and see how best they can use to make it immersive. Other than that, I think it's cute how people are ready for collabs and stuff like that. And their passion for making debuts and how they hype each other up and support each other. That's absolutely adorable. And that's pretty much what I like about it.
Okay.
The bad one isn't really anything bad. It's more, it's like, I feel it's not really VTubing in general. It's more like any hobby that has a micro celebrity, right? Where you don't watch what you're doing, and then there's all this attention from nowhere. And I think a lot of people online come from situations where they were bullied, right? Or weren't given lots of necessary attention. So for a lot of these people, it's their first time getting all this attention, so they get sort of drunk on it. I know sure as hell I did, but luckily for me, I was only like 14 at the time, and I didn't go as far. But other people, they take it really far. And I think it also coincides with how the internet views people in general, where they forget they're talking to an actual human on the other side of the screen. So then they don't really treat them right, or give them the amount of respect they should have. And I think that is what will pop up in VTubing a lot. They get really in the role, but they forget they're talking to other people, and they forget that, hey, despite how cool I'm doing, or despite how much praise I get, I'm still human and I can still be flawed. So that comes to bite them in the ass. Other than that, I think I think people stress themselves out with debuts too much. It's like they'll compare themselves to big company VTubers, right? And they'll say, I have to do this. I have to do a big debut. Or after the debut, they're like, why aren't the people here? I had like 200 at the debut. Why don't I have 200 for every stream? That sort of thing. So they sort of have to curb their expectations a bit. But if anything, it's like, I'd rather I say to turn your perspective and say, appreciate the people who are there for you rather than who's not there for you, if anything. So like half full. Sometimes that's not the best thing ever, but I think it will help you stay pretty aligned and pretty happy. But stressing themselves out about debuts, because there are some things like where people say, hey, streaming, VTubing is just streaming with extra steps. And I agree with that. But I would say if they want to VTube, they don't have to stream. They don't have to do that. They could easily do it in a way like Nyaners before she did VTubing, where it was like sort of content creation via YouTube, making videos, comic dubs, stuff like that. They could do it in that way. They could even make it where maybe they don't do YouTube or Twitch at all, but they mainly interact on Twitter. Maybe there's a lot of VTubers who are TikTok only. That's nice. I think it's finding out. You look first for what you want to do with VTubing, not what others have done. You find out what you want to do, and how successful that is, and if that's okay with your current goals. But other than that, I think people, yeah, they trust themselves out too much with their own expectations. Other people put expectations on it, and also people who gatekeep. I think that is whack-ish. I think it would be very important for them to just say, hey, there's a thing with being real. Like, okay, VTubing, if you want to go down this route, it's expensive. You can't get a affordable live 2D model. It's expensive for a reason, right? But I don't want them to go, oh, no, you can't VTube. You can't do it. No, I've seen you. One thing about you. I've determined you can't do it. You might as well not do it. And then they try to chase them out of the community. I think that's very counterproductive and not very helpful. But that's what I think about the indie VTuber scene. It's very cute and wholesome, and there's a lot of potential, but at the same time, I feel like people are limiting themselves, and just a lot of internet stuff like you find in fandoms, right? Where the gatekeepers say, you can't do this, or you have to do it this way. So in a way, it feels like high school 2.0. That's what I would say. VTubing in general, not only indie, VTubing in general. But hey, high school isn't such a bad thing. It can become a very immature and bad thing, but I think it's up to you and the people around you to decide how it goes. And by setting an example, you can really impact it in that way. Besides saying nice fancy words, just show what type of person you want to be and what you want in the community by your actions and not your words, not your big fancy words. There you go. That's pretty much it. Like you. I like how you just do your own thing. It's so fucking cool. I mean, so heckin' cool. So heckin' cool. There you go.
I'll say, let's see. Right. I forgot to mention at the start of the interview. Yes, I'm an Aussie. I don't care about curses for the most part.
Aussie!
Let's see. I do go at my own pace, but that does mean I do pretty much dictate my own pace of just like, yeah, I am not particularly bothered by any kind of popularity or clout per se. Mainly because, once you've been on radio, you've seen what the top is like, and then you're just like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, you don't really, all the stress there and then all the pressure. Yeah, I think I'm more like you, where you're just like, nah, I choose to be the supportive role, not that I'm put there. You're like, no, I've seen what it has to offer. I'm good in this area. That's nice. And then you dictate your own pace, and you don't feel like, oh, that's another thing. I don't want people to feel like they have to make schedules for VTubing. Or they have to have a fancy model. They have to have 3D. It has to be a nice rig. You can just do a PNG, whatever. Do whatever you want. You don't even have to make a schedule. You can stream when you want. I think people will come there for you. Now, if you want a certain audience, you may have to do like a couple changes here and there. But what you put out there is what you get, I think.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it then.
Oh, thank you. You're so kind.
I'll
take more of your compliments out.
I think I've heard one other person go at the high school analogy before when it comes to the indie scene at the very least. And that was more or less them talking about playing the popularity game, essentially.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And then essentially a case of, if you want to become popular, you may need to do things that you wouldn't particularly enjoy doing.
Yeah, like, if I wanted to be popular, I think I would just have to do ASMR boyfriend stuff, but I'm not really interested. I'd rather meet a person and as a person rather than go, oh, you want me so bad. Now, if you want me, just come and get me. Come get in my social circle. That's how it goes for anyone, right? Echo, that's how you hit on people, right? Like, okay, if there's someone you really like, right, and they're like, they make your heart go, ba-dum. What do you do to get their attention?
Huh? I normally just invite them out for a drink.
Oh, you're so bold! I'm such a coward. I don't know what to do. Like, I might have to do that. You just go out of your way to invite. You're a badass. Okay.
Because
most of
the time most of the time I only look at, say, a good friend or something. Someone that I already know that I get along with really well. And then just a case of, hey, you want to get a drink?
You already know how to play the game. Like that. And you look at them as human and you get to know them first before like going like, I want your meat. I want your heart. PG-13. I want your very nice personality. Well, people do like that, but they want some other things too. But yeah, no shame with that. But you get the idea. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Sorry.
Oh my god.
Echo's voice is beautiful. It is very nice, right?
Oh god, that's gonna be a quote I'm gonna remember from you.
Oh my god. Hopefully I won't say anything else. I feel like I'm really gonna go down like a rabbit hole if I keep talking about this.
Yes. Ice 2021. I want your meat, Jesus.
Oh my god! No, don't say it again. Oh, hey, maybe you're vegetarian. Maybe the meat's not packing. Fuck! Heck! Oh heck!
I think you're digging the hole deeper.
Okay, I'll stop here. Save me, Echo. Save me.
Alright. We'll shift on to this next question then. Okay, so for preface, this question normally ends in one of 3 different answers. I'm curious as to whether or not you'll be able to sidestep the typical answers for this question though. So here we go. What are your goals for the future when it comes to, say, content creation?
Okay, I have one thing to tell you. I'm dumb, so I can't tell what you meant with the prior relation. Yeah, I can't see what's beyond the forest. But my primary goals. I think it would be neat to improve my overall stream quality down the line. That's what I'm working on, but at the same time, I'm not stressing myself about it. I'm like, with certain assets. Assets are nice, but they require lots of money, right? So what I'm doing now is save money for those assets. But in the meantime, before with acting in general, really, I had all my eggs in one basket. So, and that can be a bad thing because once I was not able to act anymore or voice act because I wasn't barely able to get my voice out. That really threw me and that's where the rut came from. I got drunk on that doing one thing, and then they took that away from me. So, imagine you without everything else that you did. So maybe all you did was interviews, and then for some reason you couldn't do that sort of thing. It'd be like a big shocker, right? So with this VTubing thing, not only is it allowing me to stay on the uptake with things, I'm using it as motivation to get back into old hobbies that I dropped, like drawing. I dropped that years ago because my own sister was like, like the artists who are young, but they draw like a professional, that sort of thing. She zoomed past me, and I was like, oh!
I see.
And I was like, I've been drawing for 5 years. Why are you? She's like, oh. And like most people when they're young go, I can't, I suck, I quit. It's all talent. That sort of thing. And after doing a lot of self-searching, soul-searching, and reading a lot of self-help books like The Subtle Art of Getting a Flamingo, which I need to finish. That really inspired me to give it back a shot. So I said, you know what? Okay, save money. I don't have enough money to buy assets now, right? So if that's the case, why not learn to make my own assets? If it were me, this live 2D model's not affordable, right? Why don't I just learn to draw? Hey, it may take a while, but hey, maybe I could learn to draw and then bam. Or maybe, hey, you're not making that much. You're not making the dough. You're not making the cootie. You're not making the money, right? The green stuff. So you go, how about I learn rigging? Ooh, hey. If you learn about layers there, you go make big money. You can maybe you'll be so good one day you can charge like 1,000. You go, bam, 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 like stuff like that, right? Very good. But for content creation, I think I would just really like to show off my favorite games, if anything. That's my main goal right now. I just really want to show off the games that really have made a big influence on my life. And also, I want to reach out to people who are struggling. And even if they don't really know it, or people who are struggling and they know it, but they can't really get out of that rut. Because I think that same rut is really what turns people into what makes people tap into their more toxic behaviors. Right? Because anyone can become an asshole. And I'm sure as hell I could have become one. So I want to reach out to people and help them in my own way. Not baby them and go, oh, poor baby, what's so wrong? What's wrong, baby? Everything okay? I don't want to baby you. I want to look at you as a person, but also say, I don't want to insult you. I don't want to baby you either. But I want to go and say, once you show me all your colors, I go, Maybe I won't. Maybe you'll be like a dick, or maybe you're like a killer. I can go at least like a. I understand how you turned out the way you are, and I understand your feelings. I want people to be realize they're validated and not put themselves down. Yeah, that's it. That's it. My main goal is to really influence people in a way. What helped me, like with teachers back then, where I was the big problem child and a delinquent. And the teachers that helped me are the ones who really, they held me accountable, but they really just said, I understand. And that really helped me stop hating myself. So that's what I want to do for others. So basically, like what Attica was doing by being himself. And also having fun and playing my favorite games. But other than that, just have fun for people. I think that's what VTubing is for me. Having fun. And that's really good. Just a little bit of extras. Did I approach that question right? Maybe I didn't. I can't tell.
I will
You
say
can
you
ask for
managed
specific ones if
to
you want.
you managed to sidestep all 3 of the common answers. Actually,
What are the common answers?
let's see. The most common by
Popular?
far is, let's see. The most common by far is the interviewee wants to do ASMR content at some point. The second one is wanting to do a 2.0 or redesign. And the last one is usually just hitting partner.
Those are pretty good goals. Oh, I feel bad.
No, your one was a very unique one, actually.
I got it very fast, and it felt bad because there's so many people who, to be a blunt, I mean, okay, I got some spice to me. I'm pretty sexy. You get the deal, right, Echo? You don't actually have to call me that. It's okay. But how do you say? I definitely do have my own appeal, and I like that. But at the same time, I don't think I work hard on other areas. Like, I don't think I work as hard as others do. Like, for interviews, I don't think I would be able to make one as organized as yours. Or people who have so many assets and they utilize it to make it like a storytelling perspective for their VTubing. I don't think I work as that hard. And I really feel bad because I feel like they should get more recognition than me. And I'm just more, I don't know, I'm not sure what drags people to me, but I'm just like, I just keep talking. So I'd like to get them to get their own recognition there. But at the same time, I have to realize my own, I guess, but I'm not exactly sure what that is. But yeah, something like that. But those are all of the cool goals too for those people who have it. My goals are just mainly with making sure I don't be an asshole, I improve myself, and I want to make it so I can help other people so they don't become assholes because I know the pain. When you do things or act in a way you don't want to, and you, especially, I guess it's like, I think a lot of people, for me, we have like, especially if you're compared to any adults growing up, there's a certain person you don't want to be. And when you get compared to that your whole life, especially when you do things similar, right?
Yeah.
That really makes a big rabbit hole for you, and you freak out because you're like, oh no, I'm gonna turn exactly out like them. Like if you have like an alcoholic parent or something, that's a really common one, right? And they say you're gonna turn out just like them, or like a mother who left the situation, something like that. And they say, oh, you're acting just like them. You're gonna turn out just like them. A self-fulfilling prophecy. I think for me, the despair from stuff like that really hurt. So I really want to help people out like that because that really controlled my whole life. And I was slowly, people called me nice, but it really, in my opinion, it would be, I was nice out of passivity and not out of actually caring or being empathetic. I had some issues with it, but I felt I was becoming too selfish. And when you can just watch yourself become an asshole over time, it's just really, you feel dirty and you feel like you don't feel like you can get out of it. And then your self-hate continues to grow. So, and I know pain like that exists. Maybe I can help other people in ways that other people can't, like with charities. I'll try to donate to them. Or maybe you're not rich enough to donate to charities in the first place, like, or make big impacts yet. But there's one change or impact that I can make, and everyone else can do it too. Just how I uphold myself. So I want to do that. So that's pretty much it. It also gives me good motivation to every day to just, yeah, be good, be cool. Less stress in the brain, right?
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it.
Okay, in
Thank
which
you for
case,
asking.
let's shift on to this next one, which is simply, let's see, what kind of audience do you think you attract?
God, I want him so bad. Eyes is so sexy. And then, but I think that's like 10% actually. People make jokes and say they say it's like majority of my face. I really don't think so. I think the people who I attract are really similar to me, or people who are trying to struggle in their own way, or they have lots of esteem issues, right? Just
Hmm.
like I am. I have, and just like I had. So I think we just attract people that way, or I attract them, and then they attract me. That thing, because they're like, oh no, oh, they're not thinking about themselves that much. What can I do to inspire them in a way, or help them out, or what can I do to give them more of a prominent view, or maybe advertise them a bit more? Because like, there's other content creators, other VTubing friends, artists who they definitely should be rich or famous, and they definitely need it a lot more than me. My life scenario was more tragic or hard when I was younger growing up, which explains a lot of my issues I have at mental and social wise and not fully developed age wise, blah blah blah, and I act like I'm like a 13-year-old, but there's a lot of people I know who are going through more traumatic stuff where they really need money, and if they have that money, they would be able to move out of the situations they were in. So I just go, hey, why can't I support them? If I can't get the money, how about I support them so they can get out of that situation? That's the least I can do. But an audience to have. I'd like to have one where I inspired them in the way I was inspired by people like Etika, my own teachers, where just stop with the self-hate and go out there, love yourself in a way. And you don't need to kiss your own ass and go, oh, eyes, you're so sexy. Oh, Echo, you're the coolest, right?
Jesus
But
Christ.
in a way
Uh,
where you can make people feel comfy. And hey, if things don't work out, they don't have to work out. You can walk away from a friendship and say, hey, I don't want to associate with them, and that's okay. That sort of thing. So basically, I think the audience I attract is people who are trying to find their own way. Lost lambs in their own way of things, right? Mm,
mhm.
mm. I think we can probably sense that people, like if early on in the stream, or on my birthday stream when I cried. I don't want to talk about that too much, but I when that happened, I got very vulnerable. So I go back to my old childhood tendencies. So I say sorry a lot, and I think you can sort of tell what happens when someone says sorry a lot and what they go through. So
Ah,
that's sort of
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So
Mhm.
I think people could sense that off me, and I can sense that off them. So immediately go, we are alike. So, with that, I try to influence them in a way, and they influence me that, hey, we're not alone and everything's going to be okay. It's cheesy, but that's what matters most to me, I think. And then, getting a good mind space and then going after my goals. Because what if I go and get all my goals? I go, oh, I am so rich or something. I am going to be in the next MCU movie. I'm dating celebrity, baby. But then I hate myself, right? I think eventually I'm going to lose everything I care about and everything I've gained because I did not keep good discipline and watch over myself. That's what I think. So I think I'd like to attract an audience where we can all care about each other. So like a family. But I think maybe if I did ASMR content a lot and like, oh, like here, I'm gonna get in your ear. Hi, Echo. Do you like me? That sort of thing. I think I would attract an audience like that. Yeah. And maybe and that's like I think people like that are okay, but I don't want ones where they're just like so horny, right? I'd rather talk to human beings, not just, oh, this white haired whole boy is about to make me go on act unwise. I'm gonna close the door and things will happen. That sort of thing.
My
But yeah.
God.
Sorry. I hope I made sense.
No,
I just want to be
that
real.
makes sense. That makes sense. 'Cause,
And
yeah,
I don't
well,
want people to like idolize me too much. We'll be on equal ground. Go ahead. Sorry.
because one of my previous interviewees was more along the lines of that with their ASMR content, and wow, that interview was a very dangerous one to do.
Oh. Well, I guess as long as they keep it healthy, I hope they have fun down that road. That's what they want. I'm worried about, that's one worry. When I talk about these things, I don't want to insinuate that my way of thinking is somehow better than someone else. That would be terrible. Because if that's the content someone wants to do and there's passion for that, or maybe it's not the content they want to do, but that's what makes them money. That's perfectly fine. Do whatever you want. But that's just what works for me. I like to make nice, honest bonds. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be paranoid about everything. Well, yeah, there you go.
Fair enough.
Wait,
fair
wait,
enough.
wait, wait, wait. Can I ask you?
Okay. Hi.
How would you answer this question? What type of audience are you looking for? What do you think you attract?
Huh? In terms of audience, I normally just attract
Yeah.
anyone who wants a radio show to tune in on.
Ah, someone calm. I think you would attract people who are really stressed out. And they'd be like, oh, his voice is so nice to listen to. He's done so much. Wow. Wow, he does this. It makes me want to volunteer. That sort of thing.
Because most of my streams are more so content that's easier to put in the background than actively watch, at least.
I could actively watch yours, but I could see the appeal of putting it in the background too. I'd be working on like a homework assignment, like Echo's telling me to do my best, even though he's not saying that. But just having him back there is like really nice. You're like a good friend. That's the type of vibe your streams have. Nice, good friend that maybe you don't get to talk to every now and then, but it's very comfy, and you're always both working on each other, like on yourselves. That's the type of content I think you hit. It's nice. It's nice talking to you. Not awkward. Cool.
Alright, in which case, let's get on to the last set of questions. These last two I normally finish off on, because, not normally they're more appreciable that way, I suppose.
You're not gonna ask my underwear, are you?
No, God, no.
Okay. Okay, just curious. Go ahead.
Why the hell would that be appreciable at the end of an interview?
I just thought about an underwear and I was like, huh. Panties. I was like, I wear underwear. Then I didn't think before I thought. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, this one comes in two parts. First one is just recommend a drink. Any drink at all.
Oh, I think I did Burger King milkshake. Cheesecake Factory chocolate. I love chocolate milkshakes so much. They're so freaking good. Although I'm technically lactose, so I can't drink too much. But it's okay. I got it.
Okay.
I like orange juice without pulp. Now I have to ask you, Echo, and I'll get back to it. I swear. Do you orange juice with or without pulp?
I just take whatever bottle I'm given.
You are going to survive the reckoning. I probably won't. I'll be stubborn about something when I shouldn't be. And that orange juice with pulp would have probably saved my life. But I really like milkshakes. And but above all, after of my guilty pleasure of milkshakes, room temperature water.
Room temperature water.
Yes, that's serious. It's really great for the voice. Then you can drink it and hydrate without, because like maybe your teeth are sensitive, right? And you have cold water, and you're like, I can't drink too much. It's too cold, or maybe it makes your teeth too sensitive. You're like, like that sort of thing, right? But you just went to the dentist or something like that. Although cold water is really good for exercise, but I really like room temperature water just because of how it balances things out. And really makes your voice really nice and cheesy, baby. That sort of thing. That's what I think.
Fair enough, because room temperature water or slightly warmed water tends to be a lot better for one's throat in comparison.
Hell yeah, baby. That's exactly why I used to drink soda all the time when I was like, let's see. Oh, all the way up until like, 19. Then I said, this has to go. Then I got rid of it. Still, I haven't been drinking much of it ever. So I'm like, freedom! So that's about like, what? I can't count. 20, 21, like 5-ish, 6-ish years, something like that. Best decision of my life. Oh, for alcohol, I barely have that. The one I did have is, I liked Mike's Hard Lemonade because it tastes like lemonade. That was very nice. That's the only reason I like it.
Fair enough.
Other than that, I don't think I might much. What about you? What drink would you recommend?
What drink would I recommend? Let's see. I normally just recommend a gin and tonic usually when it comes to alcoholic stuff.
Ooh, nice.
If not, for anyone who's not so inclined for alcohol, it tends to be just a lemon iced tea, pretty much.
Oh, yeah. Well, I forgot about tea. Okay, do you like boba tea, Echo? Or is it too sugary?
I grab it every now and then.
Oh, you are. I like your voice, sorry. Okay, where is I? I like that. I want to try a cinnamon boba tea. That would, or chocolate boba tea would be very good. I love chocolate drinks a lot. Oh, one last thing. Can I ask?
Hi.
Do you like, what flavor ice cream do you like?
Let's see. I normally go for mint.
Mint! That's very telling of your personality. You're a very cool guy, I see. I like mint chocolate chip too. I like regular. Wait. Can I ask you one more question?
Sure.
If you had to eat a Pokemon, which Pokemon would it be? If you know any Pokemon.
Oh, Lord. Are there any that look particularly edible?
Not a Geodude, right? Yeah, they're
No,
rocks.
no. Definitely not a Geodude at the very least.
Would you eat a shaman?
First form, maybe. Second form, probably not.
Ooh. Beedrill.
Pedro? Nah,
Yeah.
pass.
Nice crispy wasp baby.
No thanks. Good
Horny.
lord, no thanks. Because one of the things that I can't actually stomach very well is honey, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, specifically
any
raw.
honey.
Specifically raw honey is something I can't do very well.
Oh, because of the things it has inside it, right? The pollen too?
Kinda, yeah, kinda. It's
I
more,
get you.
more so just the, I don't know, how cloying it kind of feels in one's throat. And then
Oh,
it kind of feels a bit, kind of feels a bit on the corrosive side from being way too sweet, I guess.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, do you use honey in the tea?
Not very often.
Oh, do you just have it like raw? Raw lemon tea? Is that
Lemon
a
iced
thing?
tea, I normally put like maybe 1 teaspoon of sugar in, and that's about it.
Oh, cute. Like actual sugar? Do you just use stuff like Splenda?
Usually just brown sugar, so raw sugar, yeah.
Brown sugar? You're a madman and a genius. I'm gonna steal that from you. Is that okay?
Yeah,
You didn't
that's
copyright that, right?
It's just the way it's been typically made off in Vietnam, basically. They either grabbed a bit of sugarcane and tried to grind that down for a bit of sweetness, or they grab some raw sugar, and that'll normally do the trick.
Yummy. Okay, thank you for answering my weird questions.
Anyhow, as for the second half of this question, also pretty straightforward. Likewise, recommend some food.
Hainanese chicken rice! Oh my god! Oh! You've had it, right? Have you had it?
Yeah.
Ever? Hainanese. So, Hainanese. Then chicken rice. It's the staple food of Singapore!
Let's see, give me a second. Oh, I've had this a couple of times, yeah.
You have? Oh! How was it?
Yeah, it's nice, it's nice.
Right?
Like,
It's
for
classic.
some parts of my family don't exactly enjoy it quite as much, but
They
for myself, I don't mind it.
I'm glad you like it at least. That's good. Here. There you go. A little rub. Well, I like spaghetti as a comfort food.
Spaghetti?
That's good. I can't think of any other food than that. Wait. Let me get close. There we go. Ah! There we go. Let me think. Can you think of a good food? I can't remember what I like. I'd like to try your lasagna.
I make it from scratch, and there's a lot of beans involved for whatever reason.
Beans? Yummy! Gimme. I can't exactly ask you a recipe unless I paid like $1,000. Maybe even more. It might be taken to your grave. Wait, what food would you recommend then?
Just lasagna.
Or a very lasagna type of guy, I see.
Yes.
Good taste.
No, it's mainly because it's the culmination of, let's say, it's the combination of hospitality training, pretty much. Because you learn how to make a white sauce, so you learn how to make a bechamel. You learn how to make a red sauce, so you learn how to make a bolognese, essentially. And eventually you figure, you gotta put the two together.
You're making me so hungry.
And usually putting the two together involves, alright, let's toss it on pasta, okay? You get a pasta bake, maybe. That's okay. Alright, why not layer the pasta and make it specific for these two sauces? So that you do a layer, bechamel, layer, bolognese,
You're
layer,
killing
bechamel,
me.
and so on and so forth until you eventually top it off with cheese.
You're making me so hungry. Why are you describing it so well?
Well, once again, I've been a qualified chef in past.
Do it again. Cook. Ah, I'm hungry. Would you ever open your own restaurant?
Restaurant, probably not. I'd probably open a bar instead.
Hey, it's on its way. I'm gonna be looking forward. Oh, I forgot. I wanted to ask you one last thing.
Yeah, sure.
What would your goals be for the future? What would you be into?
Let's see. Most of my goals are more or less just managing to interview certain content creators. Because I do have a very long hit list, and some people on that hit list at one point seemed very unobtainable, essentially. Just, oh, I'll never touch these guys, essentially.
Too popular.
Yeah, at this point, I've reached out to a few, and shockingly enough, I've heard back from some of them, and I'm like, what the hell?
Hey! It's the Echoist Cloud!
So, yeah, next week for me is going to be a handful.
Ooh, okay, how do I put the bell on for your channel? Turn notifications on. Yeah, keep it on. Thank you. Ooh, gonna pin this bad boy. I like your streams. I will be watching, lurking. If that's is that okay with you?
That's fine.
Yay! And congratulations on getting the interviewees. Your hard work paid off.
Because, yeah, normally I do one interview a week. Normally. Next week is probably the first time I'll be doing 2 in a week.
What if you do 5 a week?
Oh, God.
Oh my God, you need like a different amount of energy for each time you do it.
I mean, for this particular interview, it's me right after waking up, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, was I a good morning wake up to you? Are you full of energy? Or are you scared of me still? Are you hungry?
I think after describing food, I'm just hungry.
Yeah, get the food. Oh, the food's good. Whatever. There we go. Whatever.
Hey.
What do you have for breakfast?
What do I have for breakfast? I'll have to figure that out.
You'll remember to eat, right?
Yeah, I'll remember to eat. It's, at this point though, it'll probably be rather late lunch, because it's getting on to like, what is it, 1:30 p.m. at this point, roughly? Yeah, around
there. Don't let me keep you now. I'm hungry. Wait! Can you cook Hainanese chicken rice for me?
I haven't tried the recipe before, but if it's written down, then I can more or less do it.
Yeah! Wait, hold on. Okay. I can't remember. There's this other manga that was really good. There was this good cooking book. I forgot the name of it. But here's a more famous one. Have you watched Shokugeki no Shoma?
Yeah, I finished the manga for it. Yeah.
Oh, how was it? Did you like the spicy stuff too?
Let's see. For Shokugeki, yeah, it's all right, but some of the cooking just gets way too outlandish to the point where, oh, yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah. Oh, you're like, oh, that's. Oh, like how they throw it on their ingredients last second, or.
Yeah. Some of the stuff is just way too outlandish. For something that's a lot comfier, I think there was a Yuri or Shoujo Ai manga, which was just called, let's see, Futari no Shimai Gohan or something like that, or Shimai something Gohan. Anyway, it's just about two sisters which go about cooking stuff. And the way they draw food in that is dangerously good.
I found it! Oh my god, this looks so cute! You're gonna send me down the rat. How can you do this to me?
Let's just say my most common reading at night is usually just, let's see, Yuri manga for the most part, but yeah.
Woo! Have you watched Strawberry Panic?
No, haven't actually.
I think you might like that. Do you have any Yuri manga that you'd recommend?
Let's see. There's one that's just called Bloom Into You, or Yagate Kimi ni Naru.
Ah! I recently got told about the Bloom Into You.
That one's the one I recommend by far the most.
Okay.
Because, yeah, it does have some very flawed characters in there.
Oh, perfect. Wait, it's not Yuri, well, it has some Yuri aspects. Have you watched Kuzen no Hankai? So
Oh.
scum's wish?
God damn it.
What, did you know I was gonna bring that up?
No, I didn't expect you to bring up Kuzuno Honkai.
You're very flawed in that one too. I love it.
Yeah, Kuzuno Honkai I actually did enjoy a fair bit. The artist for it is also exceptional.
Yes, it's so good. How they draw hair, so nice.
Because yeah, their latest work, what was it, Oshinoko, is also really good and goes into a lot of more backstage kind of stuff for production as well. Show business.
Oshino what? How do you
Oshinoko.
Oshino The voice of your favorite?
Uh,
Oh yeah, I got another stuff to watch and read. Thank you. Oh.
Because this one is one that I definitely recommend reading. It's illustrated by the same person as Kuzuno Honkai, but the story is written by someone else. I think the story was written by... Hold up. Who was it written by? Okay, so it's... Akasaka Aka, so Kaguya-sama's, what's it call it? Author.
Oh. I heard that they could do serious stuff, actually. Well,
this is among the serious stuff they do, and it's very well written.
And that's why they can make good comedy out of it, because they already know what the... Basically, you have to suffer to be funny. Okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
I hope I'm making you super hungry.
Hey. Anyhow, I suppose that's where we'll end off things for today.
I like your A. It's nice.
Eh?
You have some nice vocal mannerisms.
Oh my. Anyhow.
Oh, Echo!
Hey?
Would you be fine if I rated you in the future?
Oh yeah, I don't particularly mind.
Oh, sweet! I want to show more people you. You're very nice. You're a nice guy who's lived a lot. And I think that's what people will really like.
Hey.
Thank you for having... There, you did it again!
Eh?
Hey.
Oh,
So nice.
Damn it.
Thank you for having me, Echo.
Alright, let's see. Okay. Alright, I know just who to send this raid off to today then. Conveniently enough.
Is it Science Man? Cricket Man?
No, not many of those fellas are actually streamers. Most of them usually are just IRLs. Anyhow.
Hey, let's support him.
Anyhow, here we go. Let's send it off to Ark.
Ark! Who's that? I don't know them.
Anyhow.
Oh, I liked your interview with Ark, by the way. Ark really liked your interview. Very nice. You're very nice, professional radio host. You can tell.
It was a fun one to do. Anyhow, I'll send these guys off to an end screen and then send off the raid.
Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you for having me, Echo. Is it on you?
Yeah, we're
Is it
back. Let's see. You're getting close. That clips through.
God damn it! I want to put it on you.
Give me a sec then, I'll move the hitbox. There we go.
Whoa! Is this on it yet? Oh my!
I think you'll need to move it backwards a bit instead.
Backwards? Oh my god. Okay, I got. Here, we'll take this. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Please check out Echo. There we go. Take this off.
Enough.
Oh, yeah, close enough. You're a very well-accomplished guy. I like talking with you. You make me want to be better myself. But hi, how was the interview? Did you have fun?
Yeah, the interview was fun. Not particularly, not particularly.